ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by Sonos, as part of Veterans Week, brought to you by USAA. Tonight from Truist Field in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, an ACC shootout between the red-hot number 15 North Carolina Tar Heels, winners of 5 straight, and the Demon Deacons taking the field now of Wake Forest, trying to end a 2-game slide. ACC standings, Clemson clinching the Atlantic Division last week. Wake Forest will not repeat in the Atlantic, but they are bowl eligible for a school record 7th straight year. North Carolina can wrap up the Coastal with a win here tonight. Hi again, everybody. Clay Matvick alongside Rocky Boyman. Don Davenport will join us shortly. So North Carolina's 8-1. Their only loss to Notre Dame back in September. That was in Chapel Hill. This team can get into the ACC title game with a win tonight.
I mean, Mac Brown has these guys playing exceptional. The biggest difference is how well they played on the road. Last year, 0-6. This year, 5-0. So you can see that culture and that program really starting to come together. Partner, let's face it, the biggest reason this team is playing so well is because they have one of the most electrifying quarterbacks in the country. Young Drake May, redshirt freshman, his first year as a starter, and this kid, his decision-making and his accuracy, his ability to throw the long ball, all of those things off the charts. He has a bevy of wide receivers to go to the football with, and just a guy flat getting it done out there. And just when you think he's just going to pass on you, maybe the best part of his game is what he does when things break down with his legs. Also, North Carolina's leading rusher.
Well, he's going to shoot it out with the veteran Sam Hartman of Wake Forest. Sam has had a great career numbers, but he has fallen on hard times as of late.
Yeah, the last 2 weeks, I mean, it's been incredible. 9 turnovers just himself. So I think that's what folks want to see tonight. Is that just an aberration? Are we going to see just the player we've seen for the past 3 years who's been exceptional? Or is Sam Hartman a little bit inside his head? That's what folks want to see tonight.
All right, let's take a look at our Chick-fil-A impact players, and we're looking at the wide receivers.
Yeah, and for North Carolina, Josh Downs has been exceptional. He missed the first couple games of the season, but he has really come on. Last week, 15 receptions for 166 yards, one of the most electrifying playmakers in the entire country. And then for Wake Forest, A.T. Perry, a big wide receiver, 6'5", kind of been feast or famine. He has 6 touchdowns on the year. They need A.T. Perry to play big tonight.
Yeah, they've got the quarterbacks to get the ball to those receivers. It's not out of the realm of possibility. We see over 100 points tonight. A blackout in Wake Forest. Heels and Deacons next. You're watching the ACC on ESPN. We've got the number 1 and the number 2 scoring offenses in the ACC tonight. The so-called experts are predicting that more than 11 touchdowns will be scored in this game. Wink, wink. North Carolina won the toss. They deferred their option to the second half, so Wake will have it first. Noah Burnett has it on the tee. Keyshawn Williams back to return for the Demon Deacons. Good atmosphere here tonight for this rivalry that dates back to 1888. And Williams calling for the fair catch, and Wake will start at the 25-yard line. Let's go down to Don Davenport.
Well, Clay and Rocky, the players I talked to on both sides this week, told me they know exactly what to expect out of this rivalry. That's a high-energy shootout that you know is coming down to whoever can make a stop in the fourth quarter. Now, these two offenses combined for 113 points in this one last year, but it was North Carolina that outscored Wake 21-7 in the fourth to win. Dave Clawson talked to his team about the missed opportunity. They know Carolina isn't a fast-starting team. Guys, his message, keep our foot on the gas, don't relax.
Here's a good start for Justice Ellison in the Wake running game. Storm Duck is able to get him to the sideline and out of bounds, but that's a run of 20 on the first play from scrimmage.
And you gotta love the fact that the 103rd ranked rushing offense in the country starts off with a big-time run. Love it.
Now 1st and 10 from the 45, opening drive of the game. Warren goes in motion to the Demon Deacons, and now he'll shift to the left side. Here's Hartman's first pass attempt that's tipped in the air off the hands of A.T. Perry. And those are the kind of things that have been happening here lately to Hartman that have resulted in a lot of interceptions. He's got great numbers the 23-year-old fifth-year junior, but again, 9 turnovers the last 2 games.
Yeah, the biggest thing for him is his experience. You mentioned 5th year in the system. He's seen every look possible out there.
On the draw, not much. Quickly wrapped up by Cedric Gray, the leading tackler for North Carolina. That's a gain of just 1. And now 3rd down and long for Wake Forest.
Well, guys, Dave Clawson told us all of his concerns in this one. Sam and his headspace is not one of them when you're talking about the turnovers. He's in a good place. Told me he's process-oriented. He's good to go.
3rd down and 9.
It's the pressure in his face the last 2 weeks that's really given him trouble. Here it comes.
Pressure off the backside. Hartman felt it. Still alive. He'll dump it off short to Ellison. There's a penalty marker down behind the play. Ellison into plus territory inside the 40-yard line, but we'll see what the flag's about.
Holding, number 62, offense, 10-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
It's on the right tackle, Devontae Gordon, and it's coming back.
And that's what we saw out of Louisville and NC State. Again, that pressure right up in his grill. You know, Sam Hartman is you know, he's 6 foot. He's not 6'5" out there, so that pressure really bothers him right in the face like that. And I expect to see North Carolina bring that all night.
Now, Gene Chizik says, this is a little out of my nature. I don't like bringing this much pressure normally, but he has seen how it's worked for Louisville and NC State the last couple of weeks. 3rd down and a mile. Hartman going to try and pick up as much as he can on the hoof. Gets out at the 50-yard line. Again, Storm Duck angled him out. A pickup of 14 yards, but it's 4th down. We'll see. Maybe Dave Clawson decides to go for it.
I don't think this is a decision I would make at this point. 4th and 5 here. But I guess Dave Clawson wants to set the tone early.
And they're going to whistle this dead. It's going to be a false start.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 53, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
That's another thing that has really been plaguing Wake Forest as of late. The penalties very out of character for Dave Clawson teams.
And Clay, there's 212 combined starts on this offensive line. It's the most seasoned group in college football, and they've had maybe some mistakes. And there's Gene Chizik. And you mentioned, he said, this is going to be our most aggressive game. They got to bring pressure. Cannot allow Sam Hartman to get comfortable tonight.
Ivan Mora on to punt for the first time tonight. Josh Downs, the outstanding receiver who we've already talked about, is going to let this one bounce. It takes a hop inside the 10-yard line. And it'll be a long field for the North Carolina Tar Heels and their outstanding redshirt freshman, Drake May, out of Huntersville, North Carolina. The last 3 years, it's been fun to watch Sam Howell battle Sam Hartman in this rivalry. Let's see what the redshirt freshman can do.
He's such a baby-faced looking kid, and he is a kid. He's still a young guy, but he is playing like a seasoned veteran out there. He's got, I mean, you see the measurables, the height, the weight, the arm strength, the completion percentage, 71%. Certainly not playing like a first-year player.
And in fact, he's a dark horse Heisman candidate. Mac Brown thinks with a good showing here tonight, he'll help his cause for an invite to New York City. And you talked about his running ability. He picks up 6 on 1st down.
Yeah, that's one of the things he does great. Things break down, play breaks down. He can go 1, 2, 3 through his progressions and then just find a seam up the middle and really kill a defense.
3 receivers to the wide side of the field. Elijah Green in the backfield. Opening series for the Heels on his back foot. Drake May throws it to the sideline as Ryan Smenda, the linebacker, was breathing down May's neck, and almost a dangerous pass there to the sideline.
Yeah, falling off to his right like that. It looked like he kind of just threw that thing up for grabs. And you can see Wake Forest wants to bring some pressure of his own there. And it's lucky that thing sailed out of bounds.
North Carolina tops in the ACC at 50% 3rd down conversions. And May has been terrific on 3rd and 4th down this year. There's a little slant for a 1st down. Bryson Nesbitt. He was out last week, the tight end is expected to be involved a lot, at least when we talk to Phil Longo, the offensive coordinator. They want to get 18 as many passes tonight as they can.
Well, Brad Lambert, the Wake Forest defensive coordinator, said this is one of the most dangerous skill player groups in all of college football. Bryson Nesbitt, we'll talk about Josh Downs, Antoine Green.
Now going deep down the middle of the field, it's caught by Downs. Across the 45-yard line to the 46, a 25-yard hookup made to Downs.
There's the guy we talked about in the open, and they will line him up play everywhere. And look, just a stutter. He's like trying to catch a water bug out there. His acceleration is fantastic.
Going with tempo and another quick first down completion, this time to Antoine Green. And you talk about Green and Downs, this might be the best wide receiver tandem in the country.
I think so, certainly in the ACC with those guys, Green and Downs. Green, a couple weeks ago against Pitt, 10 receptions for 180 yards. So you cover Downs, they go to Green. Cover Green, they go to Downs.
There's Elijah Green. Pick up a few. Green, a great story for North Carolina. Started the year 5th on the depth chart, but injuries have made him the starter.
And Phil Longo said he is our #1 running back, period. He's our best runner, and he has played like it the last couple weeks, 91 yards rushing last week.
Second down and 8. May standing tall in the pocket. Fires it to Nesbitt again, who's ping-ponging his way inside the 30. A pickup of 9, and they'll move the chains again.
And I think that's what this offense does so well. Their speed and their athleticism threatens the defense deep. So everybody wants to back off. And then what happens? Drake May has the poise and the accuracy to hit those underneath routes just like that. First down.
Appears that Josh Downs was shaken up somehow. Over on the sideline now, holding his side. Keep an eye on him. Stacked receivers to either side. Deep handoff to Green, looking for room on the right side of the offensive line. And it's a big veteran O-line for North Carolina, Rocky.
It really is. And I think this is something, a big key to this game. North Carolina can run the ball, control the clock, keep Sam Hartman on that sideline. That could factor in well for North Carolina tonight.
Second down, play action. Wide open man, it's Nesbitt. Dancing to the 10-yard line. Finally knocked out of bounds, but nobody within 5 yards of Nesbitt on that play.
And Bryson Nesbitt lines up as the tailback in the pistol behind Drake May. I mean, Phil Longo is just giving defenses fits. You don't think of a tight end lining up right there, comes out of the backfield, no one there in the flat. Excellent call.
This has been a playground, the red zone for May. 19 red zone touchdowns. He's going to take a shot at the end zone, looking for Downs, and he's got him. Touchdown, North Carolina. An opening drive for the Heels.
And it happens just that quick with this North Carolina team. So many weapons all over the field. We've had Nesbitt, we've had Green, and of course we've had Josh Downs. And he is so deadly there in the red zone. And look at that big catch ability he has for a smaller guy.
Reigning ACC wide receiver of the week with his 9th receiving touchdown of the year. And Noah Burnett tacks on the extra point. A big statement on the road here tonight in Winston-Salem. 10 plays, 91 yards.
Drake May spreading the ball all over the field, but when it's crunch time, you go to number 11, your best wide receiver for the big touchdown.
Drake May, beautiful touchdown drive, just threw his 32nd touchdown pass of the year. That's the most in the FBS. There's Josh Downs, who was injured back in September, but has really caught fire since getting healthy.
Yeah, it's almost like, you know, he starts the season a little bit later, and this point in the year when everyone else is a little bit banged up, he's fresh and out there ready to go. I mean, just an exceptional player. I mean, he's a red zone nightmare, and he's just so good at getting away from you. You think you got good coverage on him, then boom, he creates separation.
Very fair catch. And again, Wake will start at the 25-yard line. We'll see if this Wake Forest offense, which has been stumbling around here the last couple of games, can find some traction here with their veteran Sam Hartman at the controls.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, it is. It's the turnovers and the sacks the last two games. Louisville and NC State heated them up, brought pressure, brought 6, brought 7, lots of zero blitzes, and Wake Forest could not respond. I expect North Carolina to do the same thing tonight.
There's that slow mesh that Wake Forest is notorious for. Hartman on the run. A couple of penalty flags. One in the backfield, one in the secondary. This has got to be driving Dave Clawson crazy.
Holding offense, number 85. Holding defense, number 3. Those penalties offset. Replay first down.
So that's a wash, but again, not a good sign for Wake Forest.
Yeah, and again, as we talked about, how veteran of a group this is. They have so much experience playing next to one another. Just can't understand why they're having these penalties.
It's an explosive offense when Hartman gets time, 37 points per game. Bouncing it to the outside, this is Christian Turner. He capped that 75-yard scoring drive with a 2-yard touchdown run last week against NC State. But besides that, the run game was anemic last week.
Yeah, and it really hurts them inside the red zone here. But so far, they've had some success with that play off to the right side, giving them some balance.
Second down and 3. And again, Turner, and looked like a face mask. That's what the crowd saw. Certainly Dave Clawson saw it. Miles Murphy is going to be credited with the tackle. There is no flag on the play.
Let's see if he got the face mask or if he got him around the collar there. Oh, yeah. Certainly looked like it to me.
So North Carolina gets a break. The fans are seeing it again on the Jumbotron. Hartman going the wrong way, got rid of it. They're ruling that a live ball for now. And now the officials will come together. Power echoes the middle linebacker. It was all over Hartman. It's going to be incomplete.
They're really giving some complex looks here. They line up 6 on the line of scrimmage and wind up bringing just 4. One of those guys is Power Echols getting to Sam Hartman. This is not a good sign early here for Wake Forest. He looks frustrated.
He sure does. Carolina last in the ACC in sacks and tackles for loss, but so far getting pretty good pressure on Hartman. Ivan Moore, second punt, calling for the fair catches downs at the 31. So there are some injuries that are very significant on the Wake Forest defensive side. And, you know, we saw May go down the field pretty easily the first time.
ESPN College Football Primetime is presented by Sonos. Experience game-changing sound made easy. And in part by Chick-fil-A. Order a grilled spicy deluxe sandwich today. Available for a limited time.
Dave Clawson was chewing out the officials during that entire break. Not happy that that face mask wasn't called, Rocky Boy.
Yeah, that can change the dynamic of that entire drive, but nevertheless, Wake Forest going to punt and give it back to this high-powered offense.
Drake May, 6 of 7 passing, 83 yards and a touchdown on that first drive. Big run for Green into the secondary. And to the 44-yard line of Wake Forest.
And what you love about Elijah Green is he doesn't need a huge hole. He just needs a little bit of a crease here, then just hits it. Just hits that thing. Very decisive runner.
Now this time going nowhere. He is ripped down by Rondell Bothroyd, who was a game-time decision tonight. You can see he's a little gimpy, but there is a penalty mark.
65, offense, 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Yeah, Bothroyd was a game-time decision. Came in, you saw him make the big play there, but you can see that lower body injury he suffered last week, or excuse me, 2 weeks ago, still looks like it's bothering him big time.
Second down.
And I think maybe one of the biggest guys they're going to miss tonight is Malik Mustafa, the safety. I think one of their best players on defense is also not playing tonight.
So Wake declined the penalty. They want second down at 15. Play action. May going deep down the right sideline, looking for Green. Oh, what a catch! Green hauls it in at the 5. Antoine Green with one of the prettiest catches you're going to ever see.
Brad Lambert, the Wake defensive coordinator, said our secondary is going to be stressed the most we have been all year, and you already see it. Isaiah Wingfield on the coverage there. Kalen Carson is playing, but he's injured. Gavin Holmes is playing, but he's a little bit injured. See if North Carolina can continue to take advantage.
Back to the ground and walking right in is Elijah Green from 5 yards out. Yeah, this Wake Forest defense unable to slow North Carolina down so far tonight. 2 possessions, 2 scores.
Yeah, this defense is banged up coming into this game, and that's not a good thing with such a high-powered offense. It's been through the air, it's been on the ground, it's been a little bit of everything.
And the extra point by Noah Burnett. Elijah Green, 5th rushing touchdown of the year, all in the last 3+ games. 14-0 North Carolina. With a win tonight, they win the Coastal Division, and so far, so good. Now, Mack Brown wanted a fast start for his Tar Heels tonight. They have trailed at the half 3 weeks in a row. He's learned a lot about his team's character because they've won all 3 of those games, but I'm sure he's more comfortable this way.
Yeah, this is the way to do it. Get that high-powered offense going. Really enjoyed talking to Mack Brown last night, and one of the biggest things I took away is when he said, we don't want to back into this ACC title game. We want to come out tonight and make a statement. And partner, so far tonight, they're doing just that.
Phil Longo's #1 offense in the ACC, out to a great start. 2 possessions, 2 touchdowns. There's Keyshawn Williams on the return for Wake Forest. He's going to be stacked up at the 20-yard line. With 7:07 to go here in the opening quarter. We'll kick off your Week 10 NFL Sunday with the Countdown Crew at 10 a.m. Eastern. All access with the Cowboys' exclusive number 88 club. Plus, Stephon Diggs. We'll look at him as he gets ready to face the Vikings, his former team, for the first time. Everything you need right up to kickoff. Big news in the NFL this week. Former Tar Heel Jeff Saturday hired as the Colts interim head coach. That made waves.
Yeah, I played 2 years with Jeff in 06 and 07 with the Colts. Fantastic guy, great leader.
There's Justice Ellison. Good run on first down for Wake Forest. Cameron Kelly to make the tackle after a 9-yard pickup.
And the biggest thing I'm seeing so far is right now, this veteran offensive line for Wake Forest cannot block this North Carolina defensive front. And that's without Noah Taylor, that's without Desmond Evans, without some of their top guys.
Just picking ahead here is Ellison. You see Ellison and Christian Turner, they pretty much split the reps. Very similar running backs. Move the chains this time.
There we go, something positive. And you mentioned those running backs. That one thing they both do very well, and the reason they play a ton, is they're great pass blockers. You've got to be that in this RPO-based offense.
Hartman protected now, running out of time, got rid of it in time to Taylor Moore. He's got the first down and more out to the 48-yard line. Taylor Moore, and that very quick slot receiver for the Deacons.
And that's what Sam Hartman and this offense needed, was a big play. Something to get some energy back on this sideline. And they just bring 5 here. He's able to stand tall in that pocket and deliver a great throw with the pressure.
Hartman to the air again, off the hands of Morin. And again, every time that ball goes into the air, you can just hear Dave Clawson gasping.
And there's something with these wide receivers. We saw it last week, too, with just some of the receivers not coming back to the route. So it's not all on Sam Hartman, all these interceptions, but these wide receivers got to help him out a little bit.
Second down and 10. Hartman flushed out of the pocket, coming back to the ball and catching it is A.T. Perry. And he's out inside the 40-yard line. You talked about his size, also great hands. He's been their most productive receiver the last couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, that's a quarterback's best friend. A wide receiver is 6'5" who can run. He's great at the contested catches.
So Wake Forest on the march now. Down 2 scores. Ellison will plow ahead. And, we talked to the offensive coordinator, Warren Ruggiero. Wake ran for 17 yards on 25 carries last week. I mean, they don't need to run for 150. But, just do well enough to keep North Carolina guessing. Back to the air, it's Perry again. He'll spin inside the 30-yard line. About a half yard short of the first down marker. Cedric Gray on the stop again.
Going back to what you were just saying about the run game. Yeah, it just needs to be those 3-yard runs, 4-yard runs. Just get those backs to leak through and find a hole and keep it consistent.
And as we say that, Justice Ellison will move the pile and keep the drive going.
That's the thing. If you're going to run an RPO offense, run-pass option, you got to have some run element to it in order to freeze those linebackers and allow that passing game to open up.
Ninth play of the drive coming up. Wake Forest already 57 rushing yards here tonight. Already a drastic improvement over a week ago. Hartman. And again, it's Morin. Pushed out of bounds, another first down. And Wake Forest finally looking like the offense we have seen the past several years with Sam Hartman as the trigger man.
And they do such a good job with those bunch route formations. Just so many route combinations come off those things. It really keeps the defense on its heels.
Tight end Blake Whiteheart to the left of the formation. Ellison will run to the right side and gets down to the 7.
And it's down this area of the field. Their inability to run the football has really hurt them this year, especially last week at NC State. They had the ball inside the 1-yard line and wound up going for -7 and then missed a field goal. So right now I expect some bunch routes and also some back shoulder throws to these wide receivers from Hartman.
Only 4 touchdowns and 8 red zone trips the last 2 weeks for Wake. Trying to punch it in here. They're going to get it to Morin. Touchdown. That looked efficient. Now Wake's back in this game.
That's what they needed. I mentioned the bunch routes. They had a bunch formation off to the left here. They get the defense condensed down in there, and then boom, everyone explodes out, and you don't know what direction they're going. And you find Taylor Morin wide open out in the flat.
Morin had that terrific touchdown catch late in the first half last week against NC State. Gave Wake a spark at the time. Matthew Dennis with the extra point. 27th straight game with a touchdown pass for Sam Hartman. Longest current streak in the FBS. Let's take a look at the Taco Bell Live Más student section. Student sections across the country competing. Be the Live Más student section of the year all season long. Pretty good Wake Forest crowd here tonight.
And this has got to be very welcomed by this Wake Forest team. I think the other thing that contributed to the turnovers the last 2 weeks, they were on the road in some hostile environments at Louisville, at NC State. A lot of crowd noise there. I think these guys are happy to now be home in front of this home crowd.
Well, after no first quarter points the last 2 games at Louisville and at NC State, they get a first quarter touchdown here to cut North Carolina's lead in half.
And they finally got some rhythm going, right? Completing passes all over the field, getting some runs here and there to keep the chains moving. That looked like this Wake Forest offense and the Sam Hartman we're all used to seeing.
Speedy true freshman George Pettaway back to return here for North Carolina. And Ivan Mora will boot it deep. It's actually going to be Will Hardy coming out of the end zone from a yard deep. Hardy to the middle of the field. Good return. Spins off a tackle at the 25. And on his feet past the 35-yard line. Another rookie for North Carolina, Will Hardy, with a good return. Well, I don't know that Drake May could be making a better case for himself that he should be in the Heisman conversation after the first 2 drives.
I mean, that deep ball, that fade ball he had down the sideline to Antoine Green was absolutely beautiful. Spreading the ball around, finding Josh Downs, running the ball effectively. And Mac Brown said last night, look, Wake Forest is going to have a surge tonight. They're going to have some success. It's all about how do we respond to their surge. See if Drake May can lead them back down the field and quiet this Wake Forest team down.
He'll throw on first down. There's Downs. A little stiff arm, and that's going to be close to a first down. In fact, I think they got it. Now they're going to mark him a yard short. All right, so we were talking about the Heisman picture. These are certainly guys that could find themselves in New York City.
And this is before the season started. Drake May would not have been in the discussion with he was in a quarterback competition, and now he finds himself along with the names of C.J. Stroud and Caleb Williams and all these guys. He's really just burst on the scene and been phenomenal.
C.J. Stroud threw 5 touchdowns today for Ohio State. May will slide down. Smart decision, as he's going to be a yard short, third down. Let's go down to Don.
Yeah, guys, you know, Drake May said that Sam Howell was instrumental in teaching him how to prepare, how to study the game. Those two still talk twice a week, by the way. Sam Howell prepared and studied the game in a special way, and Drake said, watching Sam watch film, the same thing over and over, now it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you do as a young player. You learn from the guys ahead of you, especially a guy like Sam Howell, who was, by all accounts, a total pro, right?
Yeah.
Film, religious with it, studied everything, so Drake May got to see how it's done.
Howell now backup quarterback with the Commanders. First down and 10. May has time to throw deep again. Same part of the field for Green. This time it's incomplete. That time Deshaun Jones, the redshirt freshman corner, had pretty good position. And North Carolina comes up empty.
He just chops back and launches this thing, and Green should have had it. I mean, it was right in the breadbasket there, just slipped through the wickets there. And you see the arm talent this young kid has.
Antoine Green dropped a touchdown pass last week at Virginia, usually very sure-handed. And I'm sure his buddies aren't going to let him forget that one. Second down and 10. And that's off the hands of Downs. So a couple of balls that probably should have been caught. And it's going to be third down and long.
And this is uncharacteristic. This is usually a very sure-handed group, especially Josh Downs, who's just been on fire the last 3 weeks. He said, hey, that's my bad.
Minute 48 to go here in the first quarter.
I think Drake May might try to find Josh Downs right now. He's in that wing up to the top of the screen, now going out wide. Third from the top there.
Here comes the pressure. May to a wide open Downs. Beautiful comeback for Josh Downs and a first down.
When in doubt, go to one of the most explosive wide receivers in the entire country. He's just got the footwork, he's got the after-the-catch ability, and he's just an exceptional player.
Well, this secondary really challenged tonight.
Yeah, and they got to do it being dinged up, too, which doesn't help.
There's Elijah Green getting another turn. Corey Johns trips him up coming through. Pickup of just one.
And Elijah Green, again, a guy who's burst on the scene. I mean, he spent a couple years on the practice squad, and he would have watched film of himself on the practice squad. He'd have to sit there and Phil Longo would have to talk through him, and he just wanted to keep working on his game, and all that hard work has paid off.
Phil Longo, fourth year here at North Carolina. Gets the tight end involved here. Beautiful job by John Copenhaver. After the catch, tiptoeing the sideline to get it back inside the red zone. That's a pickup of 19.
If you're Wake Forest, you just feel like North Carolina is playing with 13 guys out there. They're just using every blade of grass on this field. Vertical, horizontal, every which way. There's a white jersey, a lot of times open.
Fifth receiver for May tonight, and he's been able to get involved. And they may be looking at this again to see if Copenhaver stepped out further back downfield. Gary Patterson, our lead official tonight.
Certainly was in when he secured the catch.
Ruling
it's
on
just
the field is
that he
being
stepped out
reviewed
after.
as to where the runner stepped out of bounds.
So he secures the catch. That's not in question. It's just does this right foot. The toe was in. I don't think he touched the line, at least not from that angle. And look at this angle here. This is a great shot by our camera crew. Let's see if we get it. Yeah, I think that looks in. I see a blade or two of green grass in between that white line and the white shoe.
10th catch of the year for John Copenhaver, and we think that every yard of it is going to stand up. Already 168 yards passing for the young Drake May.
And how about being a receiver in this system? It's not like Drake May, as good as he is going to one guy all the time. He's spreading the ball out amongst 7, 8 guys sometimes. I mean, I guarantee you, John Copenhaver was not at the top of the, hey, it's things we got to stop list for Wake Forest defense, but you cover everyone else. You worry about Josh Downs, you worry about Anquan Green, and then they got another exceptional player coming out the backside for a big game.
Rusty Acree, our replay official.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. First down, North Carolina.
And so we carry on here with 27 seconds left in the quarter. Talked about the red zone for North Carolina. 33 red zone touchdowns now, most in the ACC. They're 2 for 2 tonight. And they've only had to settle for 5 red zone field goals all year.
What a huge advantage. If you're getting 7 points down here instead of 3, wow.
There's Anquan Green again, spinning at the 10-yard line. Knocked out of bounds, 8-yard pickup.
It's just been exceptional watching Phil Longo, the offensive coordinator, and just his scheme. It's just, he finds scheme to get guys wide open. I don't feel like I see this all the time watching college football.
What a start for North Carolina on the road. They've got the lead, looking for more in a game that if they win the Coastal. Clay Matvick, Rocky Boyman, Don Davenport back here in Winston-Salem. We're ready to start the second quarter. You look at Phil Longo, the OC for North Carolina. Boy, he's got a great quarterback and a lot of weapons at his disposal.
He looks like a drill sergeant, but I enjoyed talking with him last night, just getting inside his head about how he makes plays and the design. He wants someone that works against every single coverage and allow the wide receivers to change things when necessary.
10th play of the third Carolina drive. It's a run up the middle. A flag is down late. Let's see what this is.
Personal foul, illegal block below the waist. Number 88, offense, 15-yard penalty. Still second down.
That's on the tight end, Morales.
They're all kind of bunched in tight there. Morales was off to the right. Just came down low.
Oh, it's a costly penalty. So now 2nd and 17. First penalty against North Carolina. Puts the ball back at the 25-yard line. Already a 91-yard scoring drive. A 69-yard scoring drive. They flare it out to Green. Nice catch. Good run after the catch. We talked to Phil Longo last night about Green's pass catching ability, and he said a couple of years ago, Green couldn't catch a cold. Now he's a pretty good receiver.
He said it was painful. I mean, like, every time the ball came to him, you like held your breath, like he can't catch him. But just shows you again, we talked about how much work he has put in, and now he's a no doubter. You see him getting involved in that pass game.
So 3rd down and 6. Carolina 3 for 3 on 3rd down so far tonight. May will hand it off to Green again. Gets a good block, a good burst through the hole, and it's going to be close. Brendan Harris, the safety, steps up and makes the tackle, but it's going to be enough for a first down for North Carolina.
They bring Awesome Richards, the left tackle, pulling around. Also the guard, Montelis. And Green, as I said earlier, just needs a little bit of a crevice to squirt through there, and then the power.
Elijah Green went 5 straight games without a touch. Now he's invaluable in that North Carolina backfield. It's been something to behold. First down and goal. And Green with another drop. That's the second pass that he has dropped in the red zone.
When you mentioned the drop touchdown last week, so that's got some kind of inside his own head maybe a little bit. See Drake May frustrated.
The red zone, when the field shrinks, May has been at his best.
Josh Downs, third from the top there. This is where the area of the field, he's so dangerous.
May flush to his right, man open, there is Downs, and he walks in for the touchdown. Second touchdown of the night for Josh Downs, and Wake Forest has not been able to stop this offense yet.
They haven't, and he's so good in such a small area of space. First, you're like, where's he at? We got to find him, and then he just kind of leaks through there, gets a couple natural picks, and he's wide open.
And it's 21-7. Josh Downs has had over 100 yards receiving in 4 of the last 5 games. He's well on his way here tonight. 13 plays, 64 yards in under 5 minutes. Another Carolina TD. The ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by Sonos, is part of Veterans Week, brought to you by USAA. Josh Downs just had his second touchdown catch of the night, coming off a career-high 15 catches, 166 and a touchdown at Virginia. Already has put in a pretty good night.
And I'm telling you what's going to happen is Wake Forest is going to be forced to double him, put a safety over the top, do all this, and it's going to open up a lot of other things for these other wide receivers. Because if you're Wake Forest, I don't care what, you cannot allow Josh Downs to keep killing you like he has been so far tonight.
Wake will have it on the 25-yard line when we come back after this visit with Kevin Connors.
All right, Clay, your AT&T countdown to the CFP National Championship takes us to Starkville. Stetson Bennett in Georgia looking good.
If you like running backs, you're in for a treat. That's his 5th game with a passing touchdown and a rushing touchdown. That's his 7th rushing touchdown of the season.
And Acho, Oregon has tied it up with Washington.
And Bo Nix, 14 rushing touchdowns on the season, 35 total touchdowns. He's dominant.
10-10 game in Eugene, Clay.
All right, thanks, Kev. Got to keep an eye on Oregon.
That's right.
Just outside of that top 4 as well. Christian Turner will carry it here on first down for Wake Forest. We'll see how they respond now, as a defense has not been able to stop North Carolina yet, so they're going to have to get the offense, really in rhythm.
Yeah, they need to respond and respond quickly, because the defense has not been able to stop North Carolina whatsoever. Cannot allow this game to get out of hand too soon.
And slow mash. Hartman sees nothing downfield, and down he goes. Kamen Rucker, who played through a banged-up shoulder last week, healthy enough to go tonight. He gets the sack.
Pressure up the middle, clogs things up, and I just don't think he can see down the field, so he's got to escape out to the right, and by then the alarm clock has gone off. Can't hold those blocks too long, and there goes a sack.
3rd down and 4. Williams goes in motion. Hartman has time, flings it out to Williams, and he'll lunge for the line. Did he get it? Yes, he did. That's a nice catch, and Keyshawn had the wits about him to know where that line to gain was, and he got the first down.
What a great throw by Sam Hartman. North Carolina brought 6, and if you want to keep a team, get them out of bringing 6, make some big plays like that.
Hartman will check it to the field side this time. Nice move by Jamal Banks. Avoids the first wave and then gets to the 50-yard line. That's a pickup of 15.
That's what it comes down to. If team's going to blitz you, going to bring more than you can block with, you got to make them pay with the big plays, hitting those wide receivers, moving those chains.
That's a good sign for Wake as they get Banks involved. That's his first catch. Hartman has a man open. It's Banks again, and he can't catch it. Don Chapman got to the ball late. He may have disrupted that, but it appeared that Banks should have had it.
in the corner off to that side, fell down. So right here, Sam Hartman sees a wide open Jamal Banks, and then Don Chapman doesn't even see the ball in the air. He just, right as Banks is getting ready to catch it, is able to pop a hand down there. What an exceptional defensive play.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Yeah.
And now 2nd and 10. He'll run it with Turner up the middle. And he'll get it to the 46-yard line of North Carolina. Second year at Wake Forest for Christian Turner. Started his career at Michigan. So here we go with a 3rd down play. A big one for Wake Forest.
A big one. And if I'm Sam Hartman, I'm trying to find A.T. Perry. He's down the bottom of the screen down there, single coverage.
They need the 40-yard line to keep the drive going. It'll be Turner trying to run. And he's not going to have it. Gets stacked up well short of the 40-yard line. He'll get 4, but that's it. Gio Biggers makes the tackle. So it's 4th down and 2, and we'll see what Dave Clawson decides to do here.
Yeah, and I thought the only reason they would run the ball there is they knew they were going to go for it here on 4th down, and it comes right now.
Pressure coming. Hartman getting rid of it in time. Williams, great catch. Escapes a tackle to the middle of the field, inside the 20. There he goes. Williams to the corner, and he's out inside the 5-yard line. What a big play on 4th and 2 for Wake Forest.
And what a big-time throw by Sam Hartman. He gets pressure right up in his grill. Cedric Gray comes clean, but he stands tall in the pocket, delivers a great throw to Keyshawn Williams with a scamper down the right sideline.
Boy, you heard Williams in the pressers this week saying about this offense. He says, hey, we've lacked attention to detail. Well, he was running a sharp route there, was open, and then a great run after the catch to put him on 1st down and goal. To the end zone. Again, Williams, the intended man. Some contact in the end zone, but no laundry.
And it looked like Williams ran into Tony Grimes, who was covering, I believe that was A.T. Perry down the bottom. So it was just kind of incidental contact, but it threw Williams off his route.
And Williams was trying to sell it pretty good, too.
A little bit. Here we go, bunch route here. This is what they like to do down in the red zone here. They'll explode out down the bottom of the screen here.
10th play of the drive for Wake Forest. Hartman pushed out of the pocket, runs into trouble, throws it away. Power Eccles again, breathing right down Sam Hartman's shirt.
And that was well covered by North Carolina. That's tough stuff. You got Cedric Gray coming right up the gut, and then he takes a shot. Yep, North Carolina's not going to help Sam Hartman up. If I'm Sam Hartman, I'm taking offense to that. I'm going to come out and throw a touchdown.
3rd down and goal to go. Turner to the goal line, but didn't break the plane. And so now 4th down, and we'll call it inches for the Demon Deacons. Cameron Kelly with a touchdown-saving tackle there for the Tar Heels.
Wake Forest is bringing 2 tight ends onto the field.
The ruling on the field, the ball carrier was stopped
Height.
short of the goal line. Previous play is under further review.
And a timeout called on the field for a review. So this is an official review.
Not going to be able to tell from this angle here.
Did he break the plane?
Boy, that angle looks like he broke the plane before his right hip hit the ground. You can see the Wake Forest fans have just seen that angle as well. Let's see. So watch the right knee as that looked like a touchdown.
Sure did.
Great job reaching that ball out across the plane.
So back to the monitor. Rusty Acree, our replay official upstairs. He's getting the same looks you're getting at home. It was called down at the 1 on the field. So it's got to be indisputable video evidence to overturn it. by what we're seeing here, Rocky, there's a good case to reverse this call.
I think there's enough angles to be able to see that he was right there. He reaches that ball out before his right hip hits the ground.
What a big drive this has been for Wake Forest.
In football, it's all about answering. I mean, North Carolina is unstoppable on offense, go up 21-7. Wake Forest marches the ball down the field, and if they get a touchdown here, they're right back in this game.
Wake Forest, the reigning ACC Atlantic champs, won 11 games last year. Their ability to sneak up on people this year has evaporated.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. 4th down.
Wow, they apparently didn't see the knee on those views that we saw where they could decidedly tell.
And I think the difference is there's no camera angle right down that line. That would have been a way to tell definitively. It looked from those two angles we saw that he was in, but they didn't say it was not indisputable video evidence.
So now 4th down and goal for Wake Forest. This drive started at the 25-yard line of Wake.
And right now, Wake only has one wide receiver in the game, A.T. Perry. They got a couple of tight ends. Extra offensive linemen. Spencer Clapp is playing tight end.
Turner to the end zone. Did he get in? Yes. Touchdown, Wake Forest. There's a marker down.
The ruling on the field is a touchdown. Illegal substitution, defense, more than 11 players on the defense. That penalty's declined. Touchdown.
So, touchdown will stand. And Turner got a little help from his friends on this one.
And North Carolina was trying to sub in with this heavy package, trying to match what Wake Forest had out there. But what's the Bush push by Sam Hartman? You gotta love. Player's been around as long as he has. He's fighting. He's struggled the last couple of weeks, but he's saying, hey, we're back in this football game.
12 plays, 75 yards, 4 minutes and 10 seconds off the clock. And Christian Turner with his 7th rushing touchdown of the year. And now Matthew Dennis on for the extra point. Oh boy. Shooting in Miles Murphy. The big 3 technique for North Carolina.
Offside, defense, number 8, half the distance to the goal, still on the try.
When big number 8 makes up his mind, he's coming. He's hard to stop.
Yeah, it's hard to put the reins on him and pull him back. Get another shot at from a little closer. And really excited to see how Wake Forest answered right there, especially doing it on the ground there. Those last couple runs, they're punching in for the touchdown.
And another flag on the PAT. This might go against Wake.
54, offense, false start, 5-yard penalty, still on the try.
Well, it's going to be a long night if we keep going this way.
I can't do it a third time, fellas. We got to put it in or miss it and move on here.
Each team exchanging penalties with the other on this point after attempt. Dave Clawson, he said it before, he's seen entirely too many penalties the last couple of weeks for his Demon Deacons. And so now Matthew Dennis will try again. And that one-pointer is going to count. All right, so it's 21-14, 9:13 to go before the half.
Wake Forest decides to play some big boy football down inside the 10-yard line, hand it off to Turner, and then Sam Hartman says, we're not going to be denied, pushing him in the end zone for the touchdown.
ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by Sonos, is brought to you by USAA. This Veterans Day, join us in celebrating all those who serve.
And this Veterans Day weekend, we say thanks to everybody in uniform. Fun to watch these guys come in just before kickoff tonight. Always amazes me how perfect they are on that. 21-14 now as Wake Forest has had back-to-back long scoring drives after punting on their first two possessions.
Now what they need to happen is have that defense step up and make a big stop, and I think this place will start to go crazy.
More to kick off. Petaway and Hardy back deep for the Heels. From the 4-yard line, this is Petaway. They love this rookie. He's got great wheels, gets it across the 25. Down at the 27-yard line. This week's college football playoff rankings presented by Verbo. And of course, everyone is keeping an eye on that game in Austin, Texas. TCU and number 18, Texas going at it. Georgia and Mississippi State leading 17-12 as it stands right now.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question. Georgia, the number 1 team in the nation, getting it done right now against Mississippi State after that beat down of Tennessee a couple weeks ago, 27-13.
Drake May has been outstanding tonight, as has his supporting cast. Very good on his feet. He'll duck down for a yard gain, maybe more. Another penalty flag comes in. We'll see if this is a unsportsmanlike hit on the quarterback. It did look like he was giving himself up there, Rocky. But sometimes it's hard for those defenders to determine if he is indeed giving himself up.
It's
Personal
so hard.
Foul, targeting, number 26. Play is under further review.
That's Quincy Bryant, reserve linebacker for Wake Forest.
Are we sure on the number up there?
You see as Bryant comes up, so Drake May gives himself up. I don't call that targeting. Looks incidental to me.
They're looking at it. And as they do, we step aside here in Winston-Salem. Wake Forest linebacker Quincy Bryant is going to stay in the game. They looked at it. It's not going to be targeted.
Yeah, this was certainly the right call here. You know, the grade's the top of the helmet, but that was incidental. And I'm glad he's going to stay in the football game. He deserves to.
2nd down and 8 for North Carolina at their own 30. Drake May off his back foot gets it to Nesbitt. That's going to be close to a 1st down for the Tar Heels as we go down to Don.
Yeah, guys, this Wake defense getting thin. Corner Gavin Holmes headed to the locker room a little while ago. He's back on the sideline working out an ankle, but Rondé Bothroyd, no helmet in his hand. And then Kalen Carson, that's their other starting corner, also now without a helmet.
Yeah, Don, this secondary was already going to be stressed enough. Now without Carson, Holmes, and Bothroyd, it's tough.
3rd and short, and Drake May trying to plunge his way to the 1st down, and he got it. I'll tell you what, there are so many things I've been impressed with about Drake May's play. It's just another thing.
You're right, and it's just a little thing, right?
Yeah.
But he does that well, too, right? He does the quarterback sneak well for such a young kid. And I think it comes down to, I mean, this kid was essentially trained to be a quarterback from like age 8, right? His dad was a quarterback, so he was throwing and working through all those things and learning at a young age.
Oh boy, look out. May goes down. Jasheen Davis gets deep into the backfield. That's going to be a loss of 10.
Yeah, they're trying to get tricky here, bringing downs in motion behind. But the play just took too long to develop. And a rusher like Jasheen Davis, a speed rusher like him, is going to get your quarterback every time. I've really been impressed watching Davis on film. He's got that burst to him. I think he's a future great player here for Wake Forest.
2nd and 20, slant route to Downs. He'll get a chunk of it back, and then quickly brought down. Kobe Turner, Ja'Cory Johns combined on the stop. May already over 200 yards passing on the night with a couple of touchdowns. They've had 3 scoring drives. This is their 4th possession.
Wake Forest got to keep everything in front of them here. cannot afford to give up a first down on 3rd and 14.
They have not been denied on 3rd down yet, but they will here as Davis gets home again. 2 sacks on the series for Jasheen Davis.
And it's the long arm technique. He shoves that right arm underneath the chin of Spencer Rowland and just drives him back into Drake May's lap all the way to the quarterback and gets a sack. Watch that right arm. Just shoves him, gets him off balance. I mean, you can see the power and the strength that Jasheen Davis has pushing around a 310-pound offensive lineman.
Remember when we were talking with defensive coordinator Brad Lambert this week, he said high motor for that guy.
High motor, and he's got fast twitch to him too. I mean, you can see he can bend, he can get underneath the offensive lineman. He's a great player.
The punt by Ben Kiernan, the Dublin, Ireland native, who bounces it into the arms of Morin, who gives Wake Forest their best starting field position of the night, just shy of the 50-yard line. We've got another penalty marker.
During the run, personal foul, number 61. Kicking team, face mask, 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
Even better field position now for the Deacons.
Things are going well right now for Wake Forest. A huge stop.
Week 10, Monday Night Football, an NFC East rivalry game. Jalen Hurts and the undefeated Eagles, 8-0. Hosting the Commanders at the Link, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN. Monday Night Countdown kicks off the coverage at 6. So Dave Clawson said, hey, we're probably not going to stop North Carolina a lot tonight, but a couple of key stops could be critical to Wake winning the game, and they've just gotten their first stop of the night. And now they'll run it here with Quentin Cooley, number 3 running back for the Demon Deacons, getting his first touch.
You just feel like the belief is back in this Wake Forest team. The offense goes down the field and scores, and then finally the defense gets a big-time stop, and now again, great field position.
2nd down and 10. Off the mesh, Hartman looking to throw, gets hit, and he's going to be brought down, sacked at the 36-yard line. Kevin Hester, the starting nose tackle.
And Hartman just hung on to this ball too long. At some point, he's either got to take off and run or throw this thing away. He just waited a little bit too long, and I get it. He wants to make a play. It's a big game. It's just right there, you got to find a way to throw that ball away, find a receiver, or tuck it and run.
Hartman got it to Banks. After the catch, we'll get it inside the 30-yard line. Tony Grimes with a good body tackle there, the outstanding cover corner. And it's going to be 4th down and short for Wake Forest.
Trying to catch North Carolina subbing in late.
The Demon Deacons 2 for 2 tonight on 4th down. Can they do it again? Hartman got it to Moore. Gets loose. One man to beat, but he can't beat him. Cameron Kelly ankle tackles him at the 9-yard line.
What a fantastic route run by Taylor Moore. And comes in motion, kind of hangs behind Jamal Banks and then squirts out. And then Banks with a good job blocking after the catch. Allows Moore to break free.
Hartman off the play fake, goes to the end zone. He's got his man, Donovan Green. Wake Forest has come all the way back.
Partner, we got a quarterback clinic going on here tonight. Both Drake May, Sam Hartman, both number 10s are playing out of their minds right now. And this time it's Sam Hartman using his legs, going off to the right to extend the play a little bit, and then right when Donovan Green makes his break, that ball is put on the money.
Donovan Green out of Mount Airy, North Carolina. And the extra point ties this game up. We told you, it's not out of the realm of possibility. We could see over 100 points scored here tonight. These offenses are well-oiled tonight. Wake Forest capping the drive. Hartman to Green.
Kevin Connors in studio coming up on the DirecTV Halftime Report. We will check in on the nation's #1, the Georgia Bulldogs, and what looked like a cakewalk early has really kind of turned around. We'll get into that. Plus, Oregon in a battle in the Pacific Northwest. And, you know, we're not lacking offense in our game. They're lacking it in the Lone Star State right now. Texas and TCU. Play all of that coming up when you join us at the half.
Kevin, thank you very much. Looking forward to it. Yeah, we've got a shootout on our hands here in Winston-Salem. There's a short kick off the foot of Ivan Mora. And it's going to be fair caught at the 20-yard line. So you've got the rugged, grizzled veteran Sam Hartman, 23 years old, a fifth-year junior, and the baby-faced redshirt freshman going toe-to-toe here tonight. It's been fun to watch.
As I said, they're putting on a clinic. I mean, this is what exceptional quarterback play looks like. It's spreading the ball around. It's making good throws with pressure in your face. It's running for yards when you have to get it. It's converting fourth down. I'm really happy for Sam Hartman. I mean, he has been really questioned the last couple of weeks with how he's played, but like any competitor, things are going to go bad. It's how do you respond, and I'm just so happy to see him come up and play big here tonight so far.
All right, so now with 4:06 to go before half, both teams with their full complement of timeouts. It'll be Elijah Green on first down and nowhere to go. Isaiah Wingfield blasts in to knock him down, got a little help, but boy, has Wake ratcheted up the defense.
And they give you a ton of looks on the back end and are very active on their front too. And there's Isaiah Wingfield just coming like a heat-seeking missile off that left side.
Down swings back behind May again. Oh boy, Antoine Green caught the ball but paid the price. We're going to have a penalty flag come in. Green is slow to get to his feet, but he does. A.J. Williams just blasted him at the middle of the field.
I mean, that is as tough as it gets for a wide receiver to make that catch in traffic knowing that hit's coming.
Targeting, number 22, defense, 15-yard penalty. Previous play is under further review.
So now A.J. Williams is in jeopardy of getting tossed from this game.
Now, was this forcible contact or was this just a good hit? Let's take a look at it here. He looks like he's leading with his right shoulder there, and the head is incidental in it. I mean, it's not the crown of his helmet. It hits the side of his, so it's not that element of targeting.
You talked about Malik Mustafa being out of this game tonight. That made A.J. Williams very important. He got the start for Mustafa tonight, and if Williams is taking out of this game, that just adds to the lack of depth in that secondary for Wake Forest.
Yeah, I mean, it's been awful, the amount of injuries there. You see Mustafa with the mask on there.
Hey guys, A.J. Williams has been a leader on this sideline too. I've watched him step in when they were struggling. He's the guy that talked to him.
After further review, the ruling on the field of targeting is confirmed.
Ooh.
Number 22 is disqualified for the remainder of the game. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run.
So now Wake Forest is paper thin at safety.
I don't love that call right there. I mean, he's going to be kicked out of this game for that. I don't get it. But yeah, I mean, the main story is this depleted secondary is now without another player.
And now rain starts to fall here in Winston-Salem. 1st and 10, North Carolina has it at the 49-yard line. Elijah Green in the backfield. They fake the handoff to him. Here's May coming to the near sideline. And that's caught by Gavin Blackwell, his 13th catch of the year. That'll be a first down for the Tar Heels.
And North Carolina, depending on how long this drive takes, has an opportunity to double dip because they're going to get the ball coming out of halftime as well. So a critical drive right now. Wake Forest has got to find a way to stop them.
Forced a Carolina punt in the last possession. Drake May has been outstanding. 233 yards, couple of touchdown throws. He's only been incomplete 4 times tonight. Draw, takes off, finds some room inside the 30 and out at the 20-yard line. Drake May. That was a designed run, 19 yards on the hoof.
And this is one of the plays that Brad Lambert, the Wake defensive coordinator, was worried about the most. Because it's a draw, but it's a design draw. You see Corey Gaynor, the center, coming out and blocking the linebacker. There's nobody home in the middle there, and Drake May with a big gain.
And back in the red zone where North Carolina's perfect, 3 for 3. He'll take a shot toward the paint, and it's caught. Touchdown. Josh Downs has the hat trick, his third touchdown catch tonight.
1, 2, 3, says Josh Downs. Oh my. You know, and again, it's just the speed of Downs. Watch him come off the line and then the head fake, and by the time Isaiah Wingfield turns his head back around, the separation is too great, and that's a touchdown.
Boy, they did that quick. 5 plays, a minute 44. He covers 75 yards. North Carolina goes back in front. Missed the extra point. Did they get it? He missed it. Yeah, he did miss it for sure. So it's 27-21. With 2:22 to go. Downs 3 touchdown catches now. Gives him 11 on the year. And that 3 touchdown night is a career high. This season, All-State will celebrate every field goal and extra point made by participating universities by making a donation to the university's general scholarship fund. We say thank you to All-State. Noah Burnett missing that extra point. We'll see if that factors into the ball game the way this is going now, back and forth.
And what did we say before the game? Could be 11 touchdowns. There's already 7. We haven't been through the first half yet, so. Oh, just keep feeding the ball to that guy, Josh Downs. He's like a cheat code out there.
North Carolina is going to get the ball to start the second half. Wake Forest, they can move quickly too. And they've got 2:22 on the clock right now and all of their timeouts remaining. And we've seen that Sam Hartman has gotten out of his funk.
He certainly has. I mean, just his body language looks like the guy we've been used to seeing for the last 2-3 years.
And Wake will have it at the 25. Let's go back to Kevin.
All right, Clay, let's take a look at today's Capital One rewarding performance. Acho, a lot to choose from on this run alone by Ladd McConkey.
Well, it's a reverse, but check out number 0, Darnell Washington. He's 6'7", 270. That's why that play works. Also, Ladd McConkey. He actually was the 152nd ranked receiver in his recruiting class. He's making huge plays for his team.
Georgia has a good one, Clay.
Yeah, they do. Alongside Rocky Boyman and Don Davenport on Clay Matvick. From the 25-yard line, Sam Hartman at Wake Forest. We'll start this drive, and Hartman wants to take a shot, looking for Green down the middle of the field. And it's incomplete. Penalty flag comes in late. Storm Duck has his hands on his hips, hoping that's not against him.
With the pressure that North Carolina is bringing, there's nobody in the middle of the field.
There's no foul for pass interference. Second down.
We're going to pick it up. No flag. Well, there is a flag, but no penalty. I think actually now looking at it again that there may have been reason to throw a flag.
I think so too. It looked like that left hand was kind of getting inside the body and affected that throw.
Storm Duck picked up Brennan Armstrong last week. Pretty good defender for North Carolina. Second down now here for Wake.
But watch that moving forward. North Carolina not often having that defender in the middle of the field. Wake Forest may find some success there.
That's off the hands of Justice Ellison in the flat. So now 3rd and 10. And you don't want to leave Drake May any time here.
That's part of it. Interested to see what North Carolina does. Do they decide to heat up Sam Hartman, bring that pressure right in his face? We've seen it often tonight from those linebackers. You see him right there in the middle of the field.
Showing pressure. Here comes the blitz. Picked up nicely. Now running out of time, Hartman somehow finds an escape hatch. And And he's going to be dragged down inside the 10 by Raw Dilworth.
And I love this stunt called by Gene Chizik here to get the linebackers coming hot up the middle. Offensive line just collapses down, and then it's just the relentlessness of North Carolina's defense.
Javari Ritzie got in the backfield first and really blew that play up. Raw Dilworth did the cleanup. That is a 14-yard loss. And then North Carolina calls timeout. Their first, as you look at Gene Chizik. You know, this side of the ball has really improved for North Carolina since they gave up 61 points to Appalachian State in week 2. They're still ranked 104th in the country, but the numbers are really skewed because of the first couple of weeks of the season. They've gotten better since.
Absolutely. And it's just 24 points per game given up versus ACC opponents. But look, it's first-time coordinator. There's new scheme. There's new language to learn. So I think you're seeing as this season's gone on, this defense is now more comfortable and really able to just turn it loose.
Josh Downs, very dangerous standing in midfield. Good field position looming here for North Carolina. Their catch called for at the 40. And so, Drake May has plenty of time and 2 timeouts to work with. Coming up tonight after Florida State and Syracuse over on the ACC network, the ACC Huddle crew will recap all the events in the ACC. And of course you can get that on the ESPN app as well. Don't forget, North Carolina with a win tonight clinches the ACC Coastal Division. What a year it's been in the ACC. Pitt became the 9th team from the ACC to get bowl eligible with their win today at Virginia. Drake May. And throw it high and wide. And now Dave Clawson on the field again, shouting at the officials.
I think he's complaining about illegal hands to the face by one of the UNC offensive linemen.
He's been mad ever since that no call on the face mask. DJ Jones in the backfield for North Carolina. 4 receivers, 3 to the wide side of the field. May looking to the left. He'll flip it that way to Downs. There's another catch for Josh Downs, and that's going to be a first down. He's been targeted 9 times. That's his 8th catch.
Wow, and the run after the catch is going to allow the clock to stop while they move the chains. They don't have to waste one of those 2 timeouts.
Downs over 100 yards, and there's 3 touchdowns. All in the first half. May hoisting it deep, looking for Blackwell, and it's tipped at the last moment. Deshaun Jones, the speedy corner, got back to knock that one away.
And this ball might have just a little too much air, but Deshaun Jones, who's about 3rd on the depth chart here with his depleted secondary, is called to action in just an exceptional play. And that ball is hanging in the night sky for a long time, and the concentration by Jones to knock it away. Great job.
Deshaun Jones out of Baltimore, Maryland. 2nd down and 10. 21 before halftime. Pressure picked up. May, boy, what a bullet. And it's incomplete. Man, he just rifled it to J.J. Jones, and he couldn't haul it in.
And you can see these Wake Forest defenders are so scared of getting beat deep. That's a great job coming back on that ball right there by J.J. Roberts. Knocking it away. So now here's Wake Forest with an opportunity to stop them, and then they may get the ball back. They got 3 timeouts.
Yeah. The ebbs and flows.
It's great.
Of this game so far in the first half have been entertaining. May now dancing in the pocket. He's going to be chased by Johns, and horse-collared over on that far sideline. No penalty flag. It's going to be a loss of 1 as he was chased down by Chase Jones.
And he was looking for Josh Downs, but Wake Forest smartly had double coverage on him. Had a cornerback and then a safety over the top. They knew May was going to look for number 11 in a critical situation. Perfect call. And then they get the sack and going to force a punt. And now Sam Hartman's turn with 3 timeouts. in a high-powered offense.
You really got to tip your hat to this Wake defense, buckling down.
Yes.
That's the second time in 3 Carolina possessions that they've been able to get off the field. Kiernan is going to try to dump this inside the 10-yard line. It checks up at the 5. Beautiful job by the 4th-year punter from Ireland. Well, the 12th annual State Farm Champions Classic is Tuesday. Number 4 Kentucky taking on Michigan State in our first game at 7 Eastern. Then we're going to have the exclusive reveal of the next college football playoff top 25. And after that, number 7 Duke squaring off against number 5 Kansas. Always a great night every year. A little basketball, a little football mixed in. 3rd edition of the rankings coming out on Tuesday. No Clemson, no Alabama in the top 4. First time since we've gone to this system that neither one of those teams are the top 4 of the rankings.
How about that? I mean, we saw TCU sneak in that top 4, and right now it's just 3-0 TCU over Texas right now.
Hand off in the run by Turner to the 10. So the clock inside of a minute. 3 timeouts for Wake Forest. They're not really going with urgency here, Rocky. It appears that they're content to go in down 6.
They don't want to leave any time on that clock for Drake May. He only needs a few seconds.
Well, this is going to be unusual for Mack Brown in North Carolina. They've trailed at halftime so often this year, including the last 3 games. And another run for Turner right up the middle. And that's going to do it here in the first half. 310 total yards for North Carolina, 223 for Wake Forest. We've already got 3 touchdown catches for Josh Downs. Both quarterbacks are throwing it well, multiple touchdowns for each. But North Carolina has the lead. And that's got to make Mack Brown feel pretty good. They have won the last 21 games when leading at the half. Now we send it to the DirecTV halftime report with Kevin Connors.
All right, Clay, everything we expected from our first 30 minutes of football. It is the DirecTV halftime report. We begin with the nation's #1 Georgia taking on Mississippi State. Look at Brock Bowers wide open.
17 receiving touchdowns over the last 2 years. That's #1 in the FBS. This guy's dominant. Big, fast, can move.
Second quarter, Stetson Bennett making it look easy, and it was early.
It was. Early on, this game was really...
You're watching Veterans Week coverage on ESPN, brought to you by USAA.
ESPN College Football Prime Time, presented by Sonos as part of Veterans Week. Brought to us by USAA. Last couple of meetings between Wake Forest and North Carolina, a combined 225 points. We've seen a lot of offensive fireworks in this game so far. 48 points combined, over 500 yards. We're 1/2 in. And those stats, Rocky Boyman, look pretty similar.
Pretty similar. I mean, look at the time of possession, about dead even. But, I mean, how about the play of these 2 quarterbacks we've seen? I mean, Drake May has 6 incompletions, and 4 of them were drops. And Sam Hartman, after getting off to maybe a slow start, 3 straight touchdown drives, he looks in sync.
Claymatic, Rocky Boyman, Don Davenport here in Winston-Salem, where North Carolina will start here in the second half at the 25-yard line. There's Josh Downs, already 3 touchdown grabs to bring his season total to 11.
Yeah, he was phenomenal last week, and he's just picking up right where he left off here. So hard to cover, just finding ways to get open in space, and then finds a way to come down with the ball. And right now, I just don't know if Wake Forest defense, with how banged up they are, has an answer for Josh Downs.
Battled a knee injury back in September and has really caught fire since October 1st. And there's May going right to work through the air. That is caught by Blackwell. And across the 30 to the 32-yard line, a gain of 7 on the first play.
And Drake May, everything we hyped him up to be coming into the game, he's been that here tonight. Spreading the ball around. Look at those numbers, 3 touchdowns and 271 the first half.
And Wake Forest pinning their ears back. And they're going to force a third down. It's a loss of 1. Chase Jones, veteran linebacker, coming in to make the stop.
As good as North Carolina's offense has been, Wake had 2 stops in that first half here. They're going to have to get 3 or more stops here in the second half if they want to stay in this game. Here's an opportunity right now.
Josh Downs in the backfield now. He'll move to the slot. Tight end to the right. May goes to the right, and that is a first down to the big tight end, Kamari Morales. 71-year-old Mack Brown, 4th year of his second stint in Chapel Hill, came back to make Carolina nationally relevant again. Said you can't be nationally relevant if you don't beat the regional rivals. That's why tonight is important. Another deep shot for May, and he overshoots his target. That time Blackwell.
Just a little bit outside the reach of Blackwell there, but I mean, one of the best things Mack Brown has done in his second stint here is convince Drake May to come to North Carolina. He was flirting with North Carolina, then he committed to Alabama, but Mack Brown never gave up on him. He said, look, just give us some time, think about it here a little bit, and slowly but surely, Drake May was lured back to North Carolina, and he's having one heck of a career here so far.
It reminded him of his family ties to North Carolina. That was the big thing that he reminded him. Now May taking off. This is where he's dangerous. Backs his way across the 45-yard line. Pickup of 8. The freshman Drake May.
And again, you cover everything up, and then in the back of your mind, like, oh yeah, he can run a lot too. And look at the little head juke here. Boom. That's a defensive back. He just jukes and picks up another couple extra yards.
He is their leading rusher. 9 carries, 21 yards tonight on the ground for May. And now this is going to be whistled dead. Penalty marker on the far side of the field, false start.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 83, offense, 5-yard penalty, still third down.
That's reserve wideout Justin Olson. 4th penalty tonight against North Carolina.
And if I'm Wake Forest, I want to find out where number 11 is lining up. Here he comes in this bunch formation. Third from the bottom.
Downs has 34 catches the last 2+ games. May was looking his way. He's going to send it downfield. That one is caught by J.J. Jones. When it's not Downs, it's somebody else for a big play.
My goodness. I mean, just keeping the play alive with his legs, and the eyes watch him. They never stop looking downfield. He feels the pressure, but then it's I mean, look at this. Wheeling his body around, off balance, and making that throw. Wow.
Back to the tight end, Morales. Excellent receiving tight end. And he gets it to the far sideline, knocked out at the 27. That's a gain of 9 for May in this offense.
And the kid can make every throw, right? The short ones, the deep ones, the ones rolling out. When he's got to fire one in there, he can do that. I don't see a throw he can't make at this part of his career.
A 71% completion rate. Trying to get away. He's going to throw this one down into the turf. Wake Forest fans on intentional grounding. Kevin Pointer had him wrapped up. And now the officials are going to talk.
There is no foul for intentional grounding. The quarterback was outside the tackle box, and the ball made it to the line of scrimmage.
And there's another thing. Even he does that right. He had the wherewithal to know where to get the football to avoid the penalty.
Down.
It's just like, how does he get so experienced so quickly? He knows where that ball's got to be, back across the line of scrimmage, being outside the tackle box. Yeah, he does that well.
You touched on it earlier. The family ties. His dad was a quarterback at North Carolina. He's been coached up from an early age.
Yep, that's right. I mean, these kind of reps don't just happen when you step on the field in high school or college. This happen much sooner.
3rd down and 2. That one's bobbled and dropped. J.J. Jones couldn't hang on. J.J. Roberts, number 12, got a hand in there to knock it away.
And you can't help but root for this Wake Forest secondary. They're banged up. They're down a lot of guys, but they're out there battling. Great job by Roberts.
Well, this will be North Carolina's first fourth down attempt tonight. They have been terrific on fourth down this year, 76%, best in the league. May, incomplete, and Wake Forest holds. They'll take over on downs. Ryan Smenda was all over Kamari Morales.
Not a great throw or decision by Drake May there, but give a lot of credit to this Wake Forest defense. They're having to step up in these big moments, and now the ball goes back to Sam Hartman.
Well, welcome back. Sam Hartman and this Wake Forest offense looking to get back on the board for the first time here in this second half. I talked to North Carolina head coach Mac Brown. He told me his defense has to be better on fourth down. Wake Forest 3 for 3 on fourth down in that first half, and it was 4th and 2, 4th and 3. That's a focus for this defense, guys.
Well, the defense making a big play here on first down. Ellison had no room up the middle. It's going to be a loss of 2.
And that's how you stop an offense from going for it on fourth down. You get a big stop and negative yardage play on first down. Nice job by Rucker there.
Wake Forest trying to feed off the energy the Wake Forest defense has provided this fan base here in Winston-Salem. Here early in the third quarter, Hartman to the outside. He's going to hit Perry. And that's a guy that if they can get back involved could change the feel of this game.
You make a good point, and I'm trying to find a way to go back to A.T. Perry right away. I feel like he's a guy that rides high on emotion. Get him back in this game, get him in the flow. He can make big plays.
Hartman,
there it is.
There he is, hits Perry again. That's going to be close to the line to gain. Maybe just short. It's going to be fourth down. And now a real tough decision here. If they go for it and don't get it, they're going to get North Carolina a short field.
I don't love this call right here. I just feel like it's a little too early to go for it. This high-powered offense. But you wonder if the thinking of Dave Clawson is, look, our defense is not going to be able to come up with a ton of stops here. We got to go score for score with North Carolina, and we're going to go for it here. Very risky now.
55-year-old Dave Clawson, last year's ACC Coach of the Year. Gambling on 4th and 1 from the 36 of Wake Forest. Running to the outside is Ellison. Penalty marker down. Ellison's got the first down, but we'll see if the play is going to stand. I think it is. I think this is going to be against North Carolina.
Offside. Defense, number 44. Penalties decline. First down.
And nobody happier to hear that call than that man, Dave Clawson.
And what a gutsy call right there. Feeding it to Ellison. Was able to bounce that thing out of the perimeter, out to the outside.
So Hartman and his group staying on the field. It'll be Ellison again churning into plus territory, a gain of 7. Talk about Sam Hartman. And we hit it at the top of the broadcast. The turnover's a real problem the last couple of games. They protected the football tonight. That's been key for Wake.
In the way these offenses are going back and forth, but you got to think a turnover is going to loom large in a game like this.
Another first down as Ellison is helping to bring this Wake Forest run game back to life.
I've been really impressed with Justice Ellison. I think this is what Sam Hartman needed, right? To be able to kind of calm him down a little bit. He can lean on that rush game. 94 rush yards already in this game for Wake.
Rushing offense that had 25 carries and 17 yards last week against NC State. Now the quarterback running the football. And he'll get to about the 35-yard line. Gio Biggers finally gets Hartman down to the turf, but it's a gain of 7.
Pulling out all the stops, right? This is not something Sam Hartman does a lot of, but when you got green grass in front of you, you've got Justice Ellison lead blocking, go ahead and get some yards.
Back to Ellison. And that's how you get it done. Diving ahead close to the 30. And they'll move the chains. Now remember that missed extra point for North Carolina at the tail end of the first half. So a scoring drive here and a PAT could put Wake in front.
And also being able to just chew some clock here. That keeps Drake May in that offense on the sideline.
Hartman looking for the end zone. Has Perry. He's got it. Touchdown. But there is a flag. There is a flag, and this might be coming back.
There's no foul for illegal block below the waist. Result of the play, touchdown.
Second time tonight they picked up a flag, and Wake Forest celebrates as this game is tied for the time being at 27.
So here's I guess what they were looking at with the flag, a low block there. But it occurred inside the tackle box. Right? It was inside the tackle box, so that's clean. Justice Ellison, a nice block, and what a beautiful throw. A.T. Perry able to haul it in.
7th touchdown grab of the year for Perry, junior out of Lake Worth, Florida. And Wake Forest, for the first time tonight, has the lead.
It's all about responding. Wake Forest defense comes up big. They get the ball back to one hot Sam Hartman, who finds his best player, A.T. Perry. Got a game here at Wake Forest.
This is the week we honor all of America's heroes as we send a heartfelt thank you to all our active military and veterans for your courage and commitment to our country. Great weekend across the ESPN family of networks. We say thank you to America's heroes. Back here in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, back and forth we go, and for the first time tonight, the Demon Deacons have the lead 28-27. Each team with a possession here in the second half. North Carolina turned it over on downs. Wake Forest took the football after that, marched it down the field, and scored in 9 plays. And now Drake May and the Carolina offense set to get it back. Short kick. Taken at the 30 by one of the up men and pushed out at the 31-yard line. That is Randy Caldwell. Quarterback comparison. The veteran and the rookie, per se. It's been fun to watch. Big numbers for both guys.
Big numbers. I've been, as we talked about, real impressed with how Sam Hartman has come back into this game, really gained back a lot of his confidence, has this offense playing well. Drake May just continues to impress with his ability to spread the ball around the field.
Well, right now, the momentum's on Wake Forest side and Hartman's side.
Yeah.
North Carolina hunting a Coastal Division championship. That happens with a win here tonight. It would be the first time for Carolina since 2015. Now, the offense is a little short-handed. Don Davenport has been listening on the sideline. She's got an update.
Yeah, for Carolina, receiver Antoine Green out for the game, an upper body injury. Guys, remember, he took that hard hit, what turned into being a targeting call in the first half. He's done for the night.
Wow. That's a big loss. We saw him make a great catch in the red zone earlier today.
And he's the guy, when they start to double and give a lot of attention to Josh Downs, the ball goes to him. Now he's not in the game.
Play fake. May steps up. Oh, what a shot. Hits Copenhaver in stride. Steps up to avoid the rush. Hits his tight end for a gain of 21.
His ability to see the field and then still fit the ball in the tight windows under stress is amazing. I mean, that ball is right on the money. Just a little subtle step up in the pocket, and then bang, lets it fling.
A couple of catches for Copenhaver here tonight. Both have been big plays. He's got 41 yards receiving. They'll go back to the ground, and Elijah Green. And he runs hard. The sophomore will get 8. A lot of big chunk plays for this offense here tonight.
That's what they live on, right? These big plays, whether it's through the pass game. And Elijah Green, who has taken over the #1 spot at tailback, he's played well tonight also.
14 of the 24 completions for May have been for 10-plus yards. Looking for a strike here. That's another big play. Ball comes out at the end, and they're going to rule it incomplete. Or they're going to rule him down. They're going to rule him down. Bryson Nesbitt.
Ruling on the field with a catch, and the ball carrier
with a catch.
First
I'm sure they're going to look at this again. They're going to mark him down at the 15.
Ball's put on an absolute dime. Up top high, where only his 6'5" tight end can get to it. We said ground caused the fumble. Wake Forest fans don't like the call.
That's going to be a completion, and we carry on. Under 7 minutes to go here in the third. 28-27, Wake Forest. North Carolina driving now. Drake May to his right, to the end zone. That pass is high, incomplete. That was intended for Blackwell. J.J. Roberts, the nickelback again. Solid coverage.
Dangerous throw coming throw across your body, going to your right. Ball sails a little bit too.
Media timeout.
This area of the field, it's not as big a deal. Throwing high, ball go back of the end zone. And look at this.
Now Josh Downs, the star receiver for Carolina, is down. We'll check on him when we come back. Back in Winston-Salem, you're watching the ACC on ESPN. Another injury update for Carolina. Back to Don.
Play Josh Downs just went into the locker room grabbing his lower back. If there's any good news, he did run into the locker room. I'll keep you updated.
Oh boy, Antoine Green out, and now potentially Josh Downs, the two best receivers for Carolina, maybe the two best receivers in this league.
Both guys go down quickly here.
Out into the flat, this is Elijah Green inside the 10. Cranking those legs, and he'll be stood up at the 6-yard line. Evan Slocum on the stop. That's a 9-yard gain. And we're going to have a third down and short inside the red zone here for Carolina, down a point.
Now a field goal at this end of the field could become tricky. I mean, that wind is blowing directly across into where they would be kicking.
Yeah, it just started picking up as Green lowers his head. And he'll get it to the 5, and just enough for a first down. So first down and goal to go. There's Phil Longo, the offensive coordinator. Spent a couple of years at Ole Miss before coming to North Carolina. He's got quite a cocktail with the weapons and then this young, terrific quarterback.
He does. And then combine all that with what I think is just a fantastic scheme, being able to spread the field out, getting what we're seeing here.
May, a laser to the end zone off the hands of Nesbitt.
No Josh Downs, no Antoine Green. Nesbitt is the next best option at tight end, 6'5". That ball's right there. He should have had that.
I don't know if I'll call it a drop, but probably a ball he should have caught. And Drake May has always been getting help from his receivers tonight. This one to the end zone again, and that's incomplete. Also off the hands of Kobe Paysor this time. I think it's the first time we've called his name.
In this area of the field, they really missed Josh Downs. And he had a step just a little bit high. Again, they'll have to figure out a way to get this done without Josh Downs, who's just a matchup nightmare this area of the field.
They've been terrific on third down tonight. They've converted 8 times in 11 tries. Elijah Green to the right of May. They fake the handoff. May, naked boot. He's dangerous. Look out, touchdown. Drake May. Oh, the Heisman committee, take notice of this young man. And I think they're going to go for 2 to try and make up that missed extra point.
I mean, what else can you say about Drake May? Roll him out to the right. They try to bring Bryson Nesbitt, the tight end, underneath. May just says, hey, I'm keeping this thing. Critical play here.
Incomplete, but a flag. Morales knew it right away that he was interfered with. Evan Slocum, number 14. I think he's the guilty culprit.
Pass interference. Defense, number 14. Half the distance to the goal. Repeat the try.
So we'll do it again.
Try a little bunch formation here. And get Morales. You know, you can see the left arm just hooks around Morales. Now looking to try for a little bit shorter. If I'm Wake Forest, I got to worry about Drake May keeping this thing himself and running it in.
Yeah, he's a true dual threat.
Yeah, especially right here. No Josh Downs, no Antoine Green. It's certainly an option.
Paysor going in motion. May is going to sneak up under his center. Gainer. Drake May, a little pitch. Green, can he cut the corner? Diving! He did not get there. So the two-point conversion fails in the Wake Forest defense with another big play.
Two-point conversion not successful. Did a great job on the touchdown. Again, May just keeping himself. Just finds a way, just sneaks through. He just needs a little bit of room. And you see the athletic ability. Again, the #1 rusher on this North Carolina team. And then a little trickeration here. They try to just flip this ball out. But you see the speed on the corner by Wake Forest. I mean, what a great job. And at first that was Isaiah Wingfield just stretching that thing out. Critical play.
So Drake May with his 5th rushing touchdown of the year as North Carolina reclaims the lead. 5-point advantage with 5:27 to go in the 3rd quarter. So a couple of missed point after touchdown attempts now. And you look at Drake May's numbers. 35 passing touchdowns. That's the most in the country. 39 total touchdowns. And it's his 4th game this year with 1 of each, a passing touchdown and a rushing touchdown. Short kick for Noah Burnett. Fielded at the 11-yard line. And Williams will be stopped short of the 30. Well, kick off your Week 10 NFL Sunday with the Countdown Crew at 10 a.m. Eastern. We'll have an all-access with the Cowboys' exclusive number 88 club, plus Stephon Diggs. They're going to talk to him as he gets ready to face the Vikings, his old team. Everything you need right up to kickoff. The Bills, is Josh Allen going to play?
Yeah, he's got that elbow issue going on right now. That'll be interesting to see how that pans out.
So if it's not Allen, it's going to be Case Keenum, another former Viking.
Yeah, how about that?
Yeah. So 1st and 10. Wake Forest has it here. 5:20 to go, 3rd quarter. Sam Hartman, complete. Strike to Donovan Green. And Sam Hartman is getting better as this game goes on, Rocky.
Sam Hartman is dealing right now. Looks confident. Very quick decisions are being made. And right now, North Carolina has not had the ability to get pressure on him in his face the way they were early in this game.
There's that slow mesh. Big hole opened up, but then closed quickly. Storm ducked the corner. Came in to stop that for a short gain as we go back down to Dawn.
So impressed by Sam Hartman, guys. Demeanor hadn't changed a bit on this sideline. They were struggling early. He's calm. They get things going. He's calm. Just such a calm presence. You see that leadership from him. And that's coming off of, obviously, 9 turnovers in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, he's 23 years old. He's seen about everything, and that just helps calm the rest of his team down.
Now he's going to go deep down the middle of the field. Looking for Green. Got him in stride. Goodbye, touchdown. Donovan Green. 60 yards. And that's his 2nd touchdown tonight.
And this is all on Sam Hartman. North Carolina decides to now bring pressure. They bring 6. And what does that mean? No safety help in the middle of the field. And look where Donovan Green runs it. Beautiful catch. An exceptional route run and just a great play design with no safety help in the middle of the field.
So now Sam Hartman, after the hot start by May, he's one-upped Drake May. He's got 4 touchdown passes tonight.
Oh, this is so fun.
And now they're going to go for 2. They'll send Williams in motion. Hartman, plenty of time to throw this time. And that's knocked away, incomplete. So the 2-point conversion for the Demon Deacons fails, and the lead is 1.
Here we go, Storm Duck coming up big for North Carolina, the cornerback. It's a great job just reading that. Eyes are on the quarterback. He's able to time up that ball as it gets right into the reach of Green.
You like saying Storm Duck's name, too.
I do. I like watching him play, Sam Hartman.
Sam Hartman is really an amazing story. He had a blood clot back in August. Many thought his career might be over. ended up that he only missed the season opener and has really put together a great fifth-year junior season.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. It was the beginning of the year we got that breaking news, and it's like he may not be available to play ever, right? And he's able to fight through that and come back, and you know, he's played an exceptional level. The last 2 weeks coming into this game, Louisville, NC State, we talked about the turnovers. He had 9 himself in those 2 games, but so far tonight, no turnovers, and he's just been exceptional delivering the ball around.
100 career passing touchdowns now for the great Sam Harden. Very short kick. Will Hardy fields it around the 20-yard line, and he'll dive down to the 29 as we go back to Don.
Hey guys, good news for North Carolina. Josh Downs just ran out of the locker room, put his helmet on. He's standing on the sideline, ready to go back in, trying to convince the coaches he's good.
All right, Don, thank you. And there is no doubt on that last scoring drive for North Carolina, they missed Downs. They certainly missed Anton Green too, but Downs especially in the red zone.
No doubt.
10-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
He just causes so much attention, right? A lot of eyeballs, a lot of defenders are going to go the way of number 11. Could have used him. And he still doesn't look that comfortable, does he? He looks. I mean, he had the back. He was holding his back as he was going. It still looks a little stiff out there.
Keep an eye on him. Already a 3-touchdown night for Downs. He's not going to come out to start this drive, but he appears available. After that block in the back penalty on the kick return, ball is going to be spotted inside the 20-yard line for North Carolina. But you can see Downs already over 100 yards receiving tonight. Elijah Green will flare out to the right. Drake May hopping around. Now he's going to run it to the near sideline. It's a gain of 4 for Drake May. There are only 2 ball carriers tonight for North Carolina. Elijah Green, the running back, and Drake May. They have not gone deep at the running back position. Thought we might see Amarian Hampton, but we haven't.
Have not. Yeah, he's been a freshman. They've been very excited about it. He's been productive, but I just think the way Elijah Green has just captured that #1 tailback spot, they're going to ride him tonight.
Good pass protection and another strike. Here's Paysour out to the logo at the center of the field. Kobe Paysour. The reception, 21 yards, and how about the pass blocking?
And how about Elijah Green? What a great job. They bring the pressure right up the gut. And 21 steps up and allows Drake May a nice opportunity to throw.
And now they'll feed Green. Strong, hard run. Bowled down to the turf by Ryan Smender. Elijah Green has learned the pass blocking aspect too. The receiving, he's really gotten good at that, but the pass blocking is another reason that Phil Longo has had no problems elevating to the 1A position.
And that's the thing that keeps you on the field. If you can pass block, you'll stay on the field. If you can't, big moments of the game, they're going to pull you out of there.
Escaping again is May. Tucks it into plus territory and angles out at the 39-yard line. Drake May. 14 yards and a first down for Carolina.
He just has a sixth sense about him. He senses he's able to get around the left side there, and there's nobody home. And just nothing but green grass out there. And again, just the deceptive speed by Drake May.
Yeah, this is good to see. Josh Downs has now come out onto the field. With 2:30 to go here in the quarter.
Drake May likes seeing this. And here we go. Josh Downs going to line up in the backfield.
May will flare it out to Green. He's got it. Cuts it back inside the 30. Tries to get around a tackler. And he's down at the 26-yard line. Another chunk play for the Carolina offense. That's an 11-yard gain.
And it came from just a short pass. And as we talked about, Josh Downs gets a lot of attention. He's streaking up the hash there. 2 Wake Forest defenders go with him, and there's nobody in the flat to cover Elijah Green. I mean, even when he's not catching the ball or running the ball, he's such a weapon as a decoy even. They can spread the ball out around the rest of those guys.
The aforementioned Amarian Hampton, the true freshman out of Clayton, North Carolina, has checked into the game. That one is knocked down at the line by Kobe Turner. Now they're playing it as if it's live. It looked like an incomplete pass.
Ruling on the field, the fumble recovery by the defense.
They call fumble, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be overturned.
Is the hand while it's holding the ball coming forward? This is what they're going to say. I mean,
I don't even think it's close. Incomplete.
Yeah, I'm not even sure why that's even.
After review, the ruling on the field is an incomplete forward pass. Second down.
Yeah, that didn't take long. So it's an incomplete. And Drake May hasn't had many of those tonight.
Yeah, I mean, most of his incompletions have been drop balls. I mean, it just shows you, again, to the accuracy he has.
So Amarian Hampton in the backfield to the right of May on 2nd and 10. There's Downs in the slot. Here comes the rush. May again slides right through it. Big run for Drake May. Gives himself up inside the 10. No flag, and I think the Carolina bench wants a flag. J.J. Roberts punishing hit at the end of this run for May.
I mean, you see the Red Sea open up here. No one in the middle of the field. Everyone's out covering. And didn't look like Roberts even made contact with May. I still think May's head may have hit the back of the turf as he slid, but there was no contact that forced it.
18 yards and a first down for Drake May.
Josh Downs, the slot at the top.
Play action. May back to the end zone. And that is caught at around the 1-yard line. Held on to by Josh Downs. Had to wait for confirmation, but he made the catch. That's a pickup of 7 for North Carolina. 2nd down and goal.
I mean, he's not the biggest receiver, but he plays big, right? He's able to jump up in the air and haul that thing down here, ball at the 1.
May trying to duck in. And he's going to be marked short. So it'll be 3rd down and goal to go. Again, North Carolina has been so good in the red zone, trying to cap a drive here. That will put them back in front late in the 3rd quarter.
Last time down this area of the field, remember it was Drake May who rolled out and kept it for the touchdown.
Well, they don't have to run a play here, and I don't think they're going to. I think they're going to use this as almost like a free timeout. It appears that May is a little shaken up.
Yeah, he is.
They've got some injuries on this side of the ball. And so we're going to take this to the 4th quarter. 67 points of offense, Rocky Boyman, and we're not done yet.
Not bad. We got a whole quarter of fun to go.
The impressive redshirt freshman Drake May, a career-high 402 passing yards tonight, 3 touchdowns. His next passing attempt will be a career high. Also has 64 rushing yards and a touchdown. This will be the 10th play of the drive for North Carolina as they try to go back in front. Elijah Green in the backfield to the right of May. It will be Green. Gets hit and gets thrust back. No gain. Dylan Hazen, big number 50, with the stop.
What an exceptional hit by Dylan Hazen. Right at the goal line. Linebacker coming downhill out of the right part of your screen. Bang! Driving the legs, forcing him back.
Now, Matt Brown has been happy with his kicking game, but he did see a missed extra point earlier tonight. They're going to go for it here on 4th and goal. Do you like this call, Rod?
I think he just feels like you've got to outscore this team.
And it's tipped and it's incomplete. And Wake Forest stands. Isaiah Wingfield, number 8, the cornerback, got a hand on it. And Wake Forest will take over on downs for the 2nd time tonight.
Isaiah Wingfield with his battered secondary has really come up big. He had the big stop on the 2-point conversion. And now on another 4th down attempt, is able to get a paw on that thing and knock it down. And now the momentum goes back to Wake Forest.
The Wake Forest defense has stopped North Carolina twice in this half, turning them over on downs. And North Carolina, one of the best fourth down teams in the country.
I think that went into Mac Brown's thinking there, and also with how beat up Wake Forest defense is.
Oh, boy. Yeah, the safety would have changed the lead, but a little breathing room now for the Wake Forest offense as Quentin Cooley gets it out to the 4-yard line.
I really believe Mac Brown's saying, look, we got one of their best corners is out, their best safety's out. A.J. Williams, Wake Forest other safety, goes out of the game. You got to like those odds. But Wake Forest able to come up with a big play.
Obviously the worst starting field position of the night for Sam Hartman and the Demon Deacons. 2nd down and 7. Early stages of the fourth quarter, Wake leading by 1. It is Cooley again. Look at this, Quentin Cooley spinning to the 20 and thrown out of bounds at the 21. The number 3 running back. Usually gets 1 or 2 series per game. Well, he's making use of his time.
And now with the big stop here, just North Carolina's defense has got an answer. But what a great start by Wake Forest running the football.
On 1st down, they'll keep it on the ground. Why not? It's working. Here goes Cooley again. And he gets to the 35-yard line, but a marker down. In fact, 2 back at the 20. And this is coming back.
Holding, 59, offense, 10-yard penalty. Repeat 1st down.
Malik Ngasamnaya, right guard out of Silver Spring, Maryland, 6th-year senior. He is called for the hold.
Yeah, here he is right in front of you. He's kind of just bear hugs the linebacker and WWE's him to the ground.
You talk about an old group of linemen. Ngasamnaya, he's a 6th-year senior. How about Javonte Nash, number 53? He is a 7th-year senior. He's been here since 2016. Man, North Carolina can't get Cooley to the turf. Quentin Cooley playing inspired football right now. Rips off a dozen there to get a big chunk of that penalty yardage back, plus a couple.
And right now, Dave Clawson is leaning on that veteran offensive line. We talked about 212 combined starts coming into this game. And the way they're running the football, 139 for Wake Forest.
I'm going to probe the left side of that offensive line. Keep in mind, it bears repeating. The run game for Dave Clawson's team had 17 yards and 25 carries last week against NC State. It's been a complete reversal here tonight against North Carolina.
And credit Dave Clawson for realizing how shorthanded North Carolina's defense is up front. We've talked about Noah Taylor, their best lineman out. Desmond Evans out. Here in the fourth quarter, able to run the football.
Big 3rd down here. Wake Forest trying to stay on the field. Sam Hartman.
There's a blitz.
As good as they come. Passes through the blitz. He's got the 1st down and more. It's Taylor Moore. Moore. One man to beat. He's pushed out near the 25-yard line. Man, has he had a good night. 48 for the sophomore out of Centerville, Virginia.
It's a 0 blitz. They bring 7. How do you get a defense out of a 0 blitz and bring in 7? You hit them with a big play. And credit Sam Hartman just staying tough in there. Knew he might take a shot, but delivered a dime to Morin.
5 catches, 108 yards, and a touchdown for Morin. Now Justice Ellison will get it to the 21. Cameron Kelly on the stop. Gain of 6.
Wake Forest getting ready, going on a 99-yard drive right now. They've run the ball well, and then the big pass. When they sense the blitz coming, no safety help, hit Morin for a big play.
Ellison again, weaving his way into the 2nd level. And he's down at the 17. Chris Collins, the Jack linebacker for the Tar Heels, makes the stop. But it's going to be a 1st down. And Wake Forest has seized the momentum in this game. And it feels right now like they're not willing to give it back at any time soon.
100%. And Justice Ellison is just so good at just feeling those weak points inside there and scampering forward and getting a 1st down.
Wake Forest is perfect in the red zone tonight, 3 for 3. Ellison again. Gets it to the 15-yard line. trying to put a finger on exactly when this game turned in Wake's favor.
I mean, the missed extra point was one of them, right? But then I think, you know, just with continuing the momentum of Sam Hartman that he had in that first half here, as he's come out in the second half, he's just really inspired this team.
Ellison on that slow mesh. He'll carry it to the 10-yard line. And so now 3rd down and a couple coming up. Gio Biggers on the stop for North Carolina. Certainly the defense had a big hand in turning this game in Wake's favor.
Certainly did. I mean, coming up big on the 2-point conversion, knocking Elijah Green out. Stopping that was big.
Media timeout.
Now Javari Ritzy, the defensive tackle for the Tar Heels, is being checked out. As they look at him with under 10 minutes to go, we'll take a break.
ESPN College Football Primetime is presented by Sonos. Experience game-changing sound made easy.
Great basketball tradition at Wake Forest. Some of the best names in college basketball history coming through Winston-Salem. How about Muggsy Bogues? There's a blast from the past.
5'3".
Wake Forest basketball already 2-0 this year under 3rd-year head coach Steve Forbes. Beat Georgia last night. 34-33, Wake leading under 10 to go. Sam Hartman and the Demon Deacons on the march. Big 3rd down and 3 in the red zone. And it's Ellison again, and this time he's going to be knocked down at the 10. No gain. So a 4th down call here for Dave Clawson.
And we talked about the wind in this area. The field is blowing directly in what would be the kicker's face, but there's no kicker out on the field right now. Wake Forest going to go for it. Now it's North Carolina's turn. See if they can make a big stop.
Demon Deacons 4 for 4 tonight on 4th down. Can they convert here? Morin goes in motion. Hartman with backside pressure steps up. Trying to escape. Ball comes out. It's recovered by Wake Forest. It looked like Michael Juergens, the center, recovered it. Now where are they going to spot it? It goes back to the spot of the fumble.
Ruling on the
where
field
did that
the ball
come?
carrier fumbled forward and was recovered by a player of the offense. On 4th down by rule, the ball goes back to where it was fumbled, which is short of the line to gain.
Yes, it is.
First down.
So North Carolina takes over on downs.
And this North Carolina defense was reeling this entire drive, getting the ball run down their throat, and on 4th down, come up with a huge play. I think that was Power Eccles. Let's give another look at it.
The biggest defensive play of the night for Carolina.
It's Kamen Rucker. Able to not only corral Sam Hartman, but pop that ball out.
Gene Chisholm, he kind of laughs at it. He's been kind of given this label of bend but don't break, and we saw it there on that long drive for Wake Forest. Take it all the way down inside the 10, but North Carolina refuses to break.
And that North Carolina defense was sucking wind, right? They were gassed, getting the ball run on them, and they were able to come up with a big play when it counts.
Just under 9 minutes to go. North Carolina's got it. 1st and 10 from the 8. Big run, Elijah Green. Isaiah Wingfield makes the stop, but another good burst for Green. He gets 7, almost 8.
We're starting to drive off. I think right now, what is the health level of Josh Downs, right? He went out with a back injury, came back. He's been feeling on that back since he's been back out there. He's top of the screen.
1st down and more, Elijah Green. And has he been an inspiration for that running game for North Carolina?
And here we are late in this game where offenses are putting up prolific pass yards, and here we're late in the game. It's a running games, right? Wake Forest runs the ball down the field, and now North Carolina starts off the drive with 2 explosive runs.
First down from the 32, May time. Now tucks it, and he'll get across the 30-yard line before he's pushed down by Chase Jones. Gain of 3. So you got North Carolina, the most prolific scoring offense in the ACC, at 41 points per game. And they have been turned over on downs twice here in the second half. They have 1 touchdown drive, but then a missed 2-point conversion. So just 6 points since halftime. May cocks and fires to the outside. There's Downs on the tunnel screen, and then he's wrapped up quickly. Tyler Williams, the defensive tackle, another 6th-year guy. And now a 3rd and medium here for Carolina.
Great job by Tyler Williams, turn around and run to that ball. Josh Downs should have found a way to get upfield.
That was the 10th catch for Downs. He's got 111 yards and 3 touchdowns. Most of that damage done in the first half.
Now we got Elijah Green wanting to come out of the game, but Phil Longo saying, hey, you got to go back in.
Confusion for North Carolina.
Yes, and Josh Downs on the bottom of your screen and stacked. They might need to call a timeout here and
play
figure
clock
this out.
Down to 2, and they do get the timeout.
Timeout, North Carolina. That's their first charge. Timeout of the half. Media
Mac
timeout.
Brown is looking for answers here with 6:41 to go.
Yeah, I'm up on the cloud, ain't coming back down. Yeah, I'm up on the cloud, ain't coming back down. I got a good feeling. I got a good.
Clay Matvick, Rocky Boyman, and Don Davenport back here in Winston-Salem. North Carolina forced to use a timeout. They hope they have everything straightened out here for this 3rd down and 4 from their own 33. Drake May flushed, looking for room, and he's not going to find any. Pushed back by Ryan Smenda, who's always around the football. No gain for May, and it's 4th down.
Big Ryan Smenda comes up huge in a critical mode. Now Drake May roughed up a bit.
He's taken a couple of licks here in the second half.
Give him credit. He's staying in this football game, but great job by Wake Forest just shutting down that run lane. Drake May was trying to shoot through it. They had Josh Downs all covered up and were still able to get Ryan Smenda to be available to stop Drake May scrambling.
North Carolina scored on 4 of 6 drives in the first half. They've scored on just 1 of 4 here in the second half. Morin calls for the fair catch at the 23. Tonight's playbook brought to us by T. Rowe Price.
And with Wake Forest, we talked about this earlier, the slow mesh and then no safety help in the middle of the field. And Harvard just drops a dime to Donovan Green. That was a big-time momentum shift there. This high-powered passing attack got going. That was a go-ahead touchdown.
And as good as that has been, that slow mesh at times tonight, and that big passing play there that put Wake Forest ahead. The defense has been so key here in the second half for the Demon Deacons. Christian Turner on first down as a late flag comes into the backfield from the center jet.
Personal foul, legal hands to the face. Number 8, defense. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Miles Murphy, the other Miles Murphy in the ACC with that penalty. Of course, Clemson has one as well.
Remember, last drive, Wake Forest was content to just run the ball. It was 8 rushes to 1 pass, and they look to be ready to do the same right now.
Each team with 6 penalties now.
How much gas does this North Carolina defense still have left in the tank?
Turner trying to bounce to the outside, and he's cut down. DeAndre Boykins, sophomore defensive back, coming up to make a nice open field tackle.
Great play. Turner's getting ready to bounce that thing outside, getting a block even from Sam Hartman. Wilkins shuts it down.
Now Hartman, quick strike to the outside, and that's juggled and dropped. Incomplete. It was right on the hands of Donovan Green, who's had a really good night, a couple of touchdowns, but can't haul that in. Grimes in coverage.
Grimes, a great job of separating the receiver from ball coming right in. It looked like it was dropped. Still good coverage by Grimes.
Third down has been an Achilles heel tonight for Wake Forest, 3 of 11. They've been great on fourth down with that said. And that's going to be a flag. Tony Grimes bumping Donovan Green out of bounds. It didn't even give him a chance to come back for that football.
I don't even think he had to do it. I mean, the pressure forced Hartman to release that ball
Defense,
quick.
number 1, automatic first down at the spot of the foul.
It's the second Carolina penalty on this series.
See, the pressure forces Hartman to... Yeah, he just forced him out of bounds. He knew it, too.
So the Miles Murphy penalty, now the penalty to Grimes. And Wake Forest is at the 43-yard line of the Tar Heels. Here's Quentin Cooley again. And it looks like a rugby scrum as he picks up a couple. Rucker and Ritzy combine on the stop. So we've had over 1,000 yards of total offense in this football game here tonight. They had over 1,100 yards last year when they met. We've had 67 total points, and we're not done.
And look at Quentin Cooley, 215 pounds. He's more of a bowling ball. Look at this. I mean, who would have thought, right? The rushing Deacons.
Oh, it's intercepted. Cameron Kelly, the safety, bringing it back. And the turnovers rearing their ugly head again for Wake Forest. First of the night, and it comes at a critical time in this football game.
And we talked about it earlier. A game like this with two powerful offenses going back and forth. These games likely come down to a turnover late, and Sam Hartman just did not see the defender come right in front. And you talk about the 3 interceptions he had last week, the 9 turnovers in the last 2 games. He's been so clean with the ball tonight until right there.
Cameron Kelly, the Auburn transfer, with the first takeaway of this football game, and now North Carolina down a point, has a couple of timeouts remaining with 4:20 to go. Great field position to start this drive. Here comes some pressure, stepping up. May has an open man. It's Downs. Cuts back. Now to the sideline. He gets loose, and he's pushed out at the 5. Deshaun Jones with a touchdown-saving push, but it's a 43-yard play. May to Downs.
I mean, in between plays, Josh Downs is walking around like an old man out there with his back, and then when the play is called, the gun goes bang, and Josh Downs does what he does all the time, which is just all over the field. How fun is this?
And this may actually be beneficial for North Carolina.
Yeah.
You don't want to score too early the way this game's been going.
Yeah, give the ball back to the Sam Hartman and company.
Elijah Green in the backfield. Play clock down to 2. And get it off. May pumps. Now to his left. Now puts on the blinker and comes to the right. And he's dropped in the backfield by Chase Jones. You know, and those are the kind of plays where he's at his best, really.
It really is, but that might be one of the few bad plays Drake May has had here tonight. He was just trying to extend that thing a little bit too long. Great job, Chase Jones, hunting him down, being relentless.
Well, the win probability has completely flipped since that interception. It's now a 60% chance for North Carolina.
Clock ticking under 3 minutes now.
3 receivers to the near side, the wide side of the field. Oh, and they jumped.
Downs. It was early.
Ball start. Number 5, offense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Actually called on J.J. Jones. I thought it was Downs who left early.
Well, we talked to Mack Brown last night. He said it's exciting to be playing meaningful football in November. He told his team, go out and finish it. They have a chance to take the lead here late. Second down and goal to go. North Carolina has Green and Downs in the backfield. May, again, across his body. He's just going to throw it away.
And North Carolina is trying to create levels. They're off to the right side there. They had a receiver deep, one intermediate, and then a swing guy out in the flat. But it was just well covered. Nowhere to go with the football for May. He has to throw it away.
We talked about that character, too, of North Carolina. This is where it comes into play again. They've been so good. 5-0 in one-score games. All those wins coming on the road.
Talk about Drake May being a Heisman hopeful. Here's your moment, Drake May.
DJ Jones to the left of May. Here comes the pressure. It's picked up. Now May again throws it away. There's nothing downfield. Nothing.
And it's amazing. This battered secondary for Wake Forest is playing lights out at this moment of the football game.
So fourth down. And Noah Burnett is going to come out to try to give North Carolina the lead. We talked about how pleased Mack Brown has been with the Carolina kicking game. Burnett 8 for 10 this year. Missed his first PAT of the season earlier tonight. He's going to set up here for a 33-yard attempt and the go-ahead points.
Wind at his back.
Kick is up. Line drive is good. And North Carolina has the lead with 2:12 to play. Noah Burnett has probably been kicking himself since missing that extra point. But this kick might get North Carolina to the ACC title game. A win tonight will clinch the Coastal. And the lead is 2. North Carolina could be 2-12 away from a Coastal Division crown. They have a 2-point lead. Wake Forest has the football at the 25 after the fair catch by Keyshawn Williams. There is Sam Hartman, the man of the moment. The veteran has led comebacks before. Can he do it here tonight? There's the field goal kicker for Wake Forest, Matthew Dennis. Redshirt freshman out of Charlotte. A field goal could regain the lead here for Wake Forest on this series.
But they're going to have to kick this thing into the wind. And the wind is gusty, but it's definitely blowing into the face of Wake Forest. I think they got to get the ball inside the 20-yard line to attempt a field goal that they feel comfortable with.
Hartman out of the gun. He'll throw it to the outside, and that was A.T. Perry over there. And it's incomplete.
Yeah, he wasn't able to come down with this ball. Wasn't able to gain control of it before he was knocked out of bounds. That ball's moving around a little bit and comes in out of bounds. Second down.
Yep. Second down and 10. Hartman, long look downfield. There's a penalty flag in the backfield. Man downfield, and that is A.T. Perry hauling it in. Right around Storm Dock. Now we'll see if the flag is going to bring this big play back.
Holding, offense.
It will.
Number 53, 10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
What a catch, but it's going to go for naught.
Ball is underthrown, but I mean, just the concentration to just have that left hand about a foot off the ground and scoop that ball up and gain control. Wow.
And I'm not so sure he wasn't interfered with.
Yeah.
Besides, I mean, that catch, and it's going to result in a penalty instead. A 2nd and 20 now for Wake Forest from inside the 15-yard line. Hartman Throws. That's caught by Donovan Green. Tries to escape a tackle and can't. Pulled down by Grimes. And now they've got to go with some urgency. They do have all their timeouts, but they're going to work quickly.
See if North Carolina's going to bring pressure on Hartman. Drop out.
Pressure picked up. Hartman unleashes, and it's tipped. And incomplete. Intended for Perry. Ball went airborne for a moment. It looked like maybe Cedric Gray had a chance at an interception. But now it's going to be fourth down.
They showed some pressure and then can't quite come up with it. So here it is, play the football game.
Now Wake Forest could consider punting here. They do have all of their timeouts remaining, but Dave Clawson appears to be going for it with his offense on fourth down.
Pressure, here it is.
Could be the game. Hartman going the wrong way, another penalty flag down, and it's almost intercepted. Now we'll see who the flag is on.
Number 79 offense. That penalty's on down.
And North Carolina's going to take over, and they're going to have a chance to ice this one away.
I thought it was a great call by Gene Chizik. You just cannot, in this situation, allow Sam Hartman time and comfortability to throw the game. You see Cedric Gray come up the middle, and then just forcing Sam Hartman to have to backpedal and spin around, and big moment of the game, and that's what's been the problem for Hartman the last couple of weeks, that pressure up the middle, making him uncomfortable. Great job by Chizik.
They have shut Wake Forest out here in the fourth quarter. Again, the second half of the ACC games they have played this year, they have been outstanding, and tonight's another example of that.
Absolutely, coming up big, critical moments. And Wake Forest still has 3 timeouts here.
Elijah Green on first down. And there's that first timeout called by Wake Forest.
Timeout,
1:08 to go. We're going to step aside for 30 seconds.
Timeout of the half, 30-second timeout.
Costly turnover here in the second half for Sam Hartman.
Yeah, costly turnover and then some costly penalties on that last drive. They really put him behind the sticks. They were looking at 2nd and 20, and it's just too much ground to make up. And really impressed with how Sam Hartman played today, but that late turnover wound up hurting.
North Carolina needs a first down. Maybe Drake May can get it. Stiff arm. He's got it. He slides to the 10-yard line, and North Carolina is going to get it done here in Winston-Salem tonight.
It's a great job by Drake May. He's been a total warrior tonight. And obviously the presence of mind here to get the first down, then slide, stay in bounds, and that's going to be all she wrote.
Like a baseball player there. Of course, his older brother Cole played in the College World Series for the Florida Gators here some years back. And Drake May and North Carolina, as Wake calls its second time out of the half. They are just a minute, 1 second away from a Coastal Division crown and a berth in the ACC title game.
Timeout, Wake Forest.
Against Clemson. Don't forget the 12th annual State Farm Champions Classic is Tuesday. Number 4 Kentucky taking on Michigan State in the first game. That's at 7 Eastern. Then we're going to have the exclusive reveal of the college football playoff top 25. Followed by number 7 Duke and number 5 Kansas.
I don't know how much change there'll be in the top 4 in that college football playoff. TCU beat Texas, but then Oregon, who was ranked 6th, lost to Washington, so they dropped there. Possibly LSU.
So it's 3rd down and 1.
Timeout for a measurement.
It appeared that he got the first down from here. Now, they're gonna measure because it's where he starts his slide.
And this has been a point of emphasis this year, and this is about like the 4th time we've seen this in 3 weeks, because it's right when the quarterback starts to go down, bang, that's where the spot is. It looked at the first view like Drake May was past the sticks when he did it, but
okay, yeah.
It looks like he started to slide about the 11-yard line, but
they're actually marking it though at the 13. It still might be enough. We'll see. Nope. This will be short. Less than a length of a football. And so it'll be third down and that distance for a first down. And North Carolina's been very good on third down today, 9 of 15. It's been one of their specialties all year. You can see his butt down at about the 12-yard line, but again, it's where he starts his slide run.
Yeah, I guess they determined he started his slide about 2 yards early. Yeah, right there. That's when they call it. It's going to be short.
Wake Forest has one timeout remaining. The first down here, and it's not going to matter. May under center. May lunging, and they got it. They got it this time. And what a night for Drake May, the redshirt freshman. Said it before, dark horse, Heisman contender Rocky Boyman, but maybe a legitimate outright Heisman contender.
Coming out tonight and getting the big win on the road. Remember, we talked about at the top last year, this North Carolina team 0-6 on the road. This year they'll go to 6-0 on the road.
North Carolina is going to win the ACC Coastal for the first time since 2015. They will meet Clemson in that title game.
I just don't know too many players playing better than number 10 is right now in the country.
Nope. Here's Mack Brown. His 274th career win, his 99th as head coach at North Carolina over 2 stints, shaking hands. His counterpart Dave Clawson. Champions in the ACC Coastal. North Carolina Tar-Heels.
Max said last night when we talked to him, we don't want to back into the ACC title game. We want to come out, make a statement, win this game, and they did just that here tonight.
Let's go down to Don with the coach.
All right, Coach Brown, you're not backing into the ACC title game. You guys clinch it. First time since 2015. What does that mean to you?
Well, it's important for these kids. They've played so hard. 6 road games out of 10. Oh my gosh. All of them have come down to games like this. Wake Forest played well. We couldn't make a 4th down, and we've been living on 4th downs. And then stopping 4th downs and making 4th downs ended up winning the game for us. So just proud of these guys. We're not through yet. We got 2 games left, and really proud that they didn't back in. They won it outright, and now it's time to go get better as a team. We can play better than we did tonight.
Well, you talk about the road win. 6-0 on the road this year. You face adversity tonight. They answer. What'd you learn about this team?
Well, I learned that when we had to, the defense stepped up. We didn't make the 4th downs early, and we did late. They made the difference in the ball game at the end. I learned that we can still get better on offense. We got nearly 600 yards, but we didn't do some things that we've been doing to play well. And our kicking games helped us. So really and truly, we can get much better as a football team, and that's what we've got to go back home and do.
Now, that being said, your redshirt freshman quarterback, Drake May, just so calm in the moment in this game. What impressed you about him?
Just that, his confidence, his composure, his ability to compete, because he competes just like that last play. We need to make the first down. He waits, he hesitates, and finds a little crease and makes it. So I think he's one of the best in the country.
Coach, congratulations.
Thank you, Dawn.
Yeah, hard to argue with that. One of the best in the country. Tonight, 448 yards, 3 touchdowns passing. 71 yards rushing on 19 carries, some of those critical to keep drives alive. Also had a rushing touchdown. There's no doubt that Drake May is in the running for the Heisman Trophy. And how about Downs tonight? Played through injury, had 3 touchdowns in the first half. A big component to this victory here tonight for the Tar Heels.
He did. He had the 3 touchdowns in the first half, got injured, came back out of the locker room, and had a big catch late in this game, too.
Back down to Don.
Yes, here with Drake May. I tell you what, this one certainly lived up to the hype. I want to know what was going through your head on that last first down where you can run out the clock and head to the ACC title game.
Oh, yeah. I'm mad at myself. I slid over there, forgot the QB slide. They marked it behind a little bit, so I did the first down, looked like an idiot. But, I got it back on the QB sneak, and just proud of these guys, Proud of the fans, man. They showed out. Look at that up there. And it's just, a pleasure. It's how it's been on the road all season, coming out with the win, and that's all that matters.
We talked about this team didn't win on the road last year. Now 6-0 on the road this year. What does that say about the mentality of this group?
Oh, yeah. We flipped the script. I think it was 0-6 last year, now 6-0. That's about as good as it gets. So, just proud of the defense stepping up with a big interception, and, proud of the team for never quitting. We got to do a better job offensively putting away in the red zone, but, great win, and we'll get better from it.
I have to ask you about your connection with Josh Downs, because you guys just click. What is it about him as a receiver that you can find him so easily?
Oh, yeah, he's best player, best receiver in college football. Sad AG had to go down, but, Josh, we got the guy stepped up, and Josh got a knack for getting open. It makes my job easy, and you showed out there tonight.
I'm going to let you go celebrate with your team. Congrats.
Good deals, baby. Go ahead.
All right. I like that young man.
He's great. Great.
All right, so in the 134 years of Carolina football, they have never been 6-0 on the road until 2022. And look at these scores. 6-0, all one-score victories, all on the road.
It's impressive. And the defense early in the season was a huge detriment to this team, but I thought they came in, made some critical stops, and especially tonight got that late takeaway. It was a difference.
Valiant effort by Sam Hartman and the Wake Forest Demon Deacons, but they've lost 3 straight now. Coming up next, Sports Center, the Veterans Day special presented by USAA. For Don Davenport and Rocky Boyman and our entire ESPN crew, I'm Clay Matvick. 36-34 the final. Carolina wins it. Now to Sports Center.
This Veterans Day salute is presented by USAA.